Get your heel point.
Hi again, everybody. Good evening. Welcome under clear skies on a 79-degree fall evening to Evans Field in Harrah, Oklahoma for tonight's 4A District 2 matchup as part of the High Plains Insurance Squirtle Game of the Week package. I'm Todd Miller along with Adam Dieselhorst, our entire crew. Glad to have you along for week 6 of the high school football season. Tonight, 4A's third-ranked and unbeaten Tuttle Tigers, 5-0, 2-0 on the road, will take on the 2-2 Harrah Panthers. Harrah is 2-0 here at home, having beaten Bridge Creek 12-0 and Classen SAS 59-14. The win over Bridge Creek was monumental. That was the first head coaching victory for their first-year head coach, and that is Chris Bleak. And they did it without 12 starters who were out with quarantine. So a big night that night indeed for Harrah. The Panthers and Tuttle in a 4A District 2 matchup. Harrah has won. They will get the football. They will move from left to right offensively here in the first quarter of play. We bring in Adam Dieselhorst tonight. Adam, we certainly are pleased to be here, and one of the reasons is that the Harrah Panthers is one of the newest members of the Squirtle family of networks.
Yeah, you bet. We want to say a special thanks to Guy Worth and Superintendent Blessington for trusting in Squirtle and signing up with us, and I know they actually are going to have 2 setups throughout the year to be able to do as many events as they possibly can, and so this is kind of the first night. We've had some great kids here also training them, and we look forward to being a partner of theirs the rest of the way.
Tuttle was 5-0. They've outscored their first 5 opponents, 157-68. They're averaging just over 31 a game and giving up just under 14. Harrah's outscored their first 4 opponents in a 2-2 split of 4 games, 118-77. That's an average of 29.5 per ball game while giving up 19. Deep to receive for the Panthers tonight will be Michael Yarborough and also Chadley Humphreys. They await the kick from Bryce Legg, number 27. He is a 5'10", 180-pound senior. Tuttle expected a challenge for the 4A state crown. Harrah trying to make a lot of strides under first-year head coach Chris Bleak. And here we go. We're off and running tonight from Harrah. A good kick by Legg that will drive the return man into the end zone. He tried to bring it out, as you can see, but it'll be a touchback, 1st and 10 at the 25-yard line. Chris Bleak, in his first season, he replaces Kenny Spears, who was the head coach here for a couple of seasons. Spears was actually Bleak's head coach in Henrietta, and Bleak had been with Spears for 7 seasons, 1 here at Harrah, and then 6 prior at Antlers and 1 year at Henrietta. So here we go, 1st down and 10 for the Panthers. They won and want the football. Nolan Boone, the 6', 200-pound senior, brings the offense out. In the backfield is 33, Nick Moore, a junior running back. And now they're giving the signal when we're ready to go here. The first official play of week number 6. It's 5-0, third-ranked Tuttle, and 2-2 Harrah. And I thought they had given them the signal, but they have not. Now they're shuffling some personnel in and out. And they're going to bring into the lineup Christian Aragon, a 6'1", 160-pound junior. He will be deployed as a wide receiver left. There's 2 to the near side. Again, Moore in the backfield. Quick throw out left. Ball was caught by Colton McElwee, and there's not much doing as he's going to be tackled just beyond the 20-yard line. So give him 2nd down and 8. Line of scrimmage at the 22-yard line.
Todd, that's the thing we're going to see all night from Tuttle. Very, very fundamental in their tackling, keeping the defenders in front of you. Great play there on that tackle.
Hunter Anderson, the free safety, and a senior 5'10", 160, made the initial stop of the night tonight for the Tuttle Tigers. Jet sweep, and they'll hand it off now. Running left is Demarion Cooper, and Cooper is very close to a 1st down. In fact, I think he's beyond the 30-yard line before Bodie Brooks, the outstanding athlete, 2 sports star at Tuttle, the inside linebacker, 5'11", 195, and a senior, brought that play to an end. It's going to be a gain of 7, bringing up 3rd and a yard. Line of scrimmage just shy of the 30 here in the opening minute of play from Evans Field in Harrah. Squirtle visiting for the first time here in Harrah. And it will be a quarterback keeper out of the gun. Nolan Boone struggles but gets it up after the 31 to get the 1st down. Off the bottom of the pile for the Tuttle Tigers was Gunnar Kerr. Kerr with 51 tackles leads a very, very active linebacking corps for the Tigers this season.
That's the new age power formation with the old shotgun game. Just put your sniffers up there behind your guards and direct snap and run off your best blocker.
Jonathan Norton, 375 pounds, anchors at offensive line from tackle to tackle that averages 260 pounds per man. First down, number 1 of the 32. Direct snap. This time it's an inside handoff to Nick Moore, and he ran into a steel wall and went backwards for no gain. And that steel wall, I believe, was Dylan Cummings first, and then Bodie Brooks that also was up off the bottom of the pile.
I think literally everyone in the front 7 got their hands on that running back that play.
That is a really good front 7 for Tuttle. Told you that they allowed just under 14 points a ball game, and they got back to their true form last week after giving up 21 each to Newcastle and Cushing in weeks 3 and 4. Last week they shellacked 4A2 rival Tecumseh 40-7. Back to throw on second down. Nathan Boone throws out left, passes a little too high, incomplete on the far side boundary. It was intended for Demarion Cooper, and there on coverage was Dylan Ballard. It'll bring up third down.
It was a great pressure off the edge by Tuttle, made him force the pass a little quick, and it sailed on him.
Tuttle's defense this year is allowing just over 300 yards of total offense per ball game. They have been really good against the run, allowing just under 4 yards per carry and just under 139 yards per ball game. They've also been very good on third downs, the opponents converting through a 5-0 start just 39% of their tries. 3rd and 10, they throw it out for Cooper Wright. He's in trouble, gets free of one defender, won't get free of a second up near the 37, and it was Cannon West that was there along with Dylan Ballard for the stop. It's going to bring up 4th down and 5, and you can already see they're trying to highlight Cooper a little bit more, Adam, than they have in the previous 4 weeks. Coming in, he had not carried. He's already carried once tonight and has a couple of targets, 1 reception. He only had 3 catches for 14 yards coming in.
Yeah, and the thing is with Tuttle is they're just doing a fantastic job fundamentally. When you've got an athlete like that, you just have to make sure you keep everything in front of you. And every play so far, they've done a good job of swarming, too, once he does make a catch.
Line of scrimmage is at the 38-yard line, so it's a gain of 6, 4th down and 4. And let's see if we'll see the punt unit come on. It would appear to be that call, against Harrah. They're going to bring the punt team on. There was a flag down, incidentally. It was illegal procedure against the Panthers. Tuttle's defense will take the gain. It was not enough for a first down, so it'll be punt time for the Panthers with under 9.5 to play in the first quarter. Direct snap back and a high wobbly kick to the near side. It's going to hit inside the 40, takes a Panther bounce, and now will be touched down at the 28-yard line. Pretty good job by Colton McElwee, the punter, as he gets all net on that one, and it'll be first down and 10 for Tuttle with 9:15 to go in the first quarter. 34 yards on the punt. First down and 10 for the Tigers at the 28-yard line. 9:15 to go in a scoreless first quarter here from Evans Stadium. The quarterback is Jalen Seabold. He's 6'3", 185, and a senior. Jaden has put up very impressive numbers already through 5 ball games. 2 backs in the backfield for Tuttle. The first snap of the evening is a handoff, and they'll give it to Cannon West, and West is stopped short of the 30 near the 29-yard line.
Well, he looks the part, doesn't he, Todd, their quarterback?
Yes, he does.
Stands tall in the pocket. He just looks the part.
I'll tell you who else looks the part out there. He's just a sophomore, number 32. He has already accounted, is Tyler Woodson, for double digits in touchdowns, 7 rushing, 3 receiving. Pistol formation, and this time they give it straight ahead, and that is Woodson, or excuse me, that's West again. West with running room now bounces out right and is finally drugged down at the Panther 30-yard line on a touchdown-saving play by the left corner, Ricky Bleak.
Just a great play call there. And Harrah had a guy right there in the hole, but running back did a good job of making him miss, and it was just all green in front of him. Tyler
McCarthy, a big 6'6", 200-pound junior target at tight end, will come in. McCarthy has 1 touchdown and 3 receptions for 44 yards. They stay in the backfield with Cannon West. West hit Harrah for a big gain of 31 of that last play. Pistol formation, and again they hand it off to West. West bangs his way up behind left guard and then has stood up and run down laterally at the 29-yard line. It was Dusty Daigle that made the tackle for Harrah.
Ball rests on the Panther 29-yard line.
Kyle Baker was there as well, a 5'10", 190-pound senior. Second down and long for Tuttle. Their opening drive of the contest with 7:41 to play here in the first quarter. Now Woodson is out there. They hand it off to Tyler, and he is hit for a loss back at the 30-yard line. What a good play by Dusty Dankel, the 5'10", 165-pound junior outside linebacker, Adam, who was not afraid to stick his nose up in there and take Tyler Woodson on one-on-one.
Yeah, you always want to give the kid a good credit for the hit, but that obviously was a coaching move there. They had that play scouted out pretty well. They were right there on that, right when he handed it off.
Woodson coming in, 7 rushing touchdowns. He has big play capability through both the air and on the ground. 121 carries now for 779 yards. Back to throw, Seabold throws it out right. The ball is incomplete. Off the fingertips of Cannon West. They featured him a lot on that opening drive, so it's going to bring up 4th down and 10. And you would think Tuttle, because it's really too far for a field goal and really too close to punt, will keep the offense on the field.
If he catches that ball there, Todd, he's got a lot of green in front of him up the sideline. He's one of those types of kids, too, who's going to be tough in the open field to tackle.
Bodie Brooks, the senior fullback, is coming in. Also, Tyler McCarthy comes in as an extra blocker. Hunter Anderson, a wide receiver, will be deployed wide right along with Nathan Ross. Now they're going to shift them and move them left. Nope, now they go back to the right side of the formation. So a little bit of confusion here on Tuttle's part. They're going to have to burn a timeout on 4th and 10 from the Panther 30. No score. We played almost 5 minutes from Harrah. It's the Panthers and Tuttle tonight on the High Plains Insurance Squirtle Game of the Week.
The High Plains Insurance Agency takes pride in keeping up with many changes in the crop insurance industry and keeping their insurers informed of these changes. The goal is to help each farmer customize their crop insurance to meet their needs. Thanks for your continued business. And remember, call Amy, Carissa, or Danny at High Plains Insurance in Medford and Loyal at 580-395-2447 or toll free at 1-800-346-4056 for a quote today.
You want commitment from your bank, you want excellent service, and you want loyalty. Bank Central National Association strives every day to give you the banking experience you really want and enjoy. Their friendly staff is here to serve you and provide you with the best service around. Call them today at 580-
Back to live action, 4th down and 10 Tigers. They empty the backfield. Seabold to throw, looking deep over the middle. The ball's caught inside the 5 and tackled near the goal line. Dylan Ballard on the receiving end, and Ricky Malik, the corner, who was beaten in coverage. All he could do was tackle him just outside the goal line. A gain of 29 on 4th down. The 6th 4th down conversion for Tuttle's offense this year, and it's 1st and goal to go.
Was that Coach's kid on Coach's kid? Is that was?
It was, you're right. Single setback is Woodson. They have a tight end right. They hand it off to Tyler, running right, and he's in for the touchdown. Or is he? He looked like he got in initially, but now they're saying he was stopped short. And that's some pretty good stiff defense at the goal line on the part of the Panthers. So Tuttle will snap it again on 2nd down and goal to go.
Harrah so far, other than that big, long run they had, has done a good job up front. I mean, obviously, Tuttle's got the sizable advantage up front, but I've been very impressed with Harrah so far.
6:14 and counting to play here in the first quarter. Tuttle trying to strike first. They have it just outside the goal line at the north end of Evans Field. One back set, Cannon West in a pistol. They'll option that way. Now it's a throwback, and the ball's intercepted at the 10. Return to the 20, to the 30. Look at this, the big guy off to the races. He's to the 40, he's to the 30, he's to the 20, he's to the 10, and he's going to be tackled inside the 5-yard line. James Cummings, the right defensive end, intercepts Jaden Seabold, and he takes it nearly 90 yards, 85 to be exact, and it's 1st down and goal to go for the Panthers.
I know that you don't want to typically give Seabold credit on a pick like that, but, man, that was an incredible effort by him making the tackle there at the 5-yard line, basically sprinting 95 yards after his mistake.
Seabold now has thrown his first interception in more than 60 passes. And for Tuttle this season, that is their 5th loss. They've only fumbled once. 1st and goal to go for the Panthers. One back set, offset to the left of Boone. Boone on a stretch play, hands it off, and not much doing. Not much doing at all as they that time handed it to Blake Tabor, I believe. I believe that was number 60, and he is drugged down by Dylan Ballard.
I don't think people can put a value on how big of a tackle that was by Siebold sprinting down the field like that.
Single setback is Cameron Hotella, number 70. No, it's 33. That's Nick Moore, excuse me. Moore in the backfield with Boone. They hand it off. Moore plowing his way towards the goal line. It's going to be cut down inside the 1. And it will bring up now 3rd and goal to go for Harrah. What a big turn of events this would be with under 5 minutes to go here in the first quarter. The ball, like it was at Tuttle's other end, rested up against the goal line. Empty backfield, 2 tight ends. And now the quarterback will keep it, and Boone's going to walk in for the touchdown. Nolan Boone walks the dog on his 4th touchdown run of the season, and what a big turn of events here late in the first quarter. Adam Dieselhorst and Harrah.
Yeah, I mean, just that's exactly when you're the underdog, you got to just stick with it and make plays, and then good things can happen. I mean, just a fantastic job by Harrah. I thought really the whole drive they did a good job stopping the run, except for that one long run.
Harrah, a man short. They're going to hustle onto the field now. Elijah Aguilar for the point after try. This to make it 7-0 with just under 4.5 to go in the first quarter. Good snap, ball down, kick is blocked, and the try for point will fail from Kyle Baker. So with 4:28 to play in the first quarter, it's 6-0 Panthers on the High Plains Insurance Squirtle Game of the Week.
Is your school or booster club looking for ways to fundraise? Let Downtown Threads create a custom website to showcase all your school apparel. You pick the design and the garment, we do the rest. We will handle all the payments and cut you one check when the website is closed. Call today, 580-237-7060. Downtown Threads, proudly supporting all local high school athletes. Canadian Valley Technology Center, providing high-tech educational opportunities for high school students, adults, small businesses, and large corporations. With locations in Chickasha, Yukon, and El Reno, there's a campus ready to meet your needs. So visit cvtech.edu for more information about the diverse educational opportunities we offer at Canadian Valley Technology Center. That's cvtech.edu.
Kyle Baker, who had the extra point try blocked, has placed the ball on the tee at the 40. 6-0, 2-2. Harrah leading unbeaten and 3rd-ranked Tuttle here late in the first quarter. Line drive, kick up the middle, and it takes a slide hop, and it's going to be picked up by Woodson. Woodson with running room to the 35, and he almost broke it as he's going to be tripped up near the 40-yard line. Ricky Bleak, the coach's son, was out there with special teams to stop Tyler Woodson.
Boy, he had a lane there too, Todd. He got that arm tackle on him. He could have gone a long way.
First down and 10, 4:22 to go here in the first quarter. And don't you know, Jaden Siebold is still talking to himself about that interception that turned into points. Pistol formation, and this time they'll hand it off to Woodson running right. Woodson blasts across the 45 and is out near the 48-yard line. And it was Chanley Humphreys that made the stop for the Panther defense.
The one thing you can tell about Woodson, he's a get-it-and-go type guy, kind of an upright runner, but he hit that hole quick there.
Woodson, who averages over 5 yards a carry, got 9. They'll call his number again. He drags the tackler with him, and the sophomore gets 2 to midfield, and that'll refresh the sticks as he was stopped by the linebacker, Michael Yarborough. Boy, Woodson's numbers are good, and he looks the part out there physically and the way the young man runs the football. Just a sophomore, 5'9", 155 pounds, but you could see his determination of that last play.
Yeah, definitely. Like I said in that last play before, he runs very upright. He gets to the hole quick, and he lets his blockers in front of him make holes for him.
Pistol formation, tight end left. Siebold to throw, rolls right, has a receiver across the way. It's caught, and that's a first down into Panther territory. It's Hunter Anderson that makes the catch, and then he's immediately ushered out of bounds at the Harrah 38-yard line.
Well, he just showed his arm off there, Todd. That was impressive.
Seabold coming in a 60% passer. He is 35 of 58 through 5 weeks for 519 yards, and again had not been intercepted until earlier here in the first quarter. 1st and 10, Tuttle at the 38. Hand off to Woodson again, gets out of an ankle tackle, bangs his way to the 30, and is down to the 29-yard line. There you go, right there, example A, Your Honor, on Tyler Woodson about how tough and strong this young man is.
Yeah, and you can tell that Tuttle's found something they like in the run game now. They didn't, not much success earlier in that long run, but now they're picking up chunks.
9 more for Tyler Woodson, who wasn't featured much on the first drive of the evening for the Tigers, but has been out there exclusively here on this drive that has moved from the Tuttle 39 upfield to the Harrah 29, and they face 2nd down and less than a yard. Motion man from right to left of the formation. They give it again to Woodson. Woodson is hit, spins, stays on his feet. Look at this run. He cuts left at the 21 and then is rodeoed down at the 20-yard line. Malik finally came up from the corner to get him, and now we get a late flag thrown behind the play from the referee, Mike Mantlepick.
It's going to be a hold, Todd.
Boy, that was a late flag. And that's a shame if you're a Tuttle fan. It's unsportsmanlike conduct, actually, against the Tigers, because that was a tremendous effort for Woodson on 2nd down and a yard after initially it looked like the Panther defense had him stopped.
I couldn't tell. I thought there was a hold there, but either that, it must have been that the unsportsmanlike was on the lineman.
Brad Ballard, who's in his 7th season at Tuttle, 64-14, is out of the field. He's visited with the officials. Ballard has been the model of consistency. He has 14 losses, but folks, 5 of those came in his first campaign after he took over for Phil Coons back in 2014. Prior to that, Ballard had been the defensive coordinator at Lincoln Christian, and that private school in Tulsa had won 82 games, including the state title, and lost just 19 while Ballard was the defensive coordinator.
I believe Coons was the head coach at Ringling that won the state championship in Class A last year, if I remember correctly.
1st down, and they are going to mark it off from the line of scrimmage, so it'll go back to the 31-yard line. It'll be 1st and 25 now. Back at the 35-yard line for Tuttle. 2:40 to play here in the opening quarter. Harrah leading 6-0. Boone capping off a short 3-play drive if you're just joining after Tuttle had it nearly in the end zone. It was goal to go inside the 1. They tried a throwback play, and Seabolt was intercepted by Cummings, who took it 85 yards to set up that short scoring drive for the Panthers.
This is an interesting scenario for Tuttle. You're having so much success running the ball on this drive, but then you get yourself in a situation like this, where you'll 1st down and from here to about Enid, and it kind of changes your playbook a little bit.
And now they have the ball ready for play. Or at least it's marked, but everybody's just kind of standing around. The official is over now on the near side visiting with the first-year head coach Chris Bleak of Harrah. Panthers went 0-10 2 years ago. Last year were 1-9. They're 2-2 this season. So already Chris Bleak is turning this program of Panthers into believers. They were picked 7th out of 8 teams in 4A District 2. Tuttle was the prohibited favorite by the media and the coaches to win the league. 1st and 25, back to throw Seabold. Throws it over the middle. The ball is incomplete. Hit Chance Cobb right where it's most dangerous in the pause, and he dropped it.
That's that little short drag route. You see that a lot now in these spread offenses. You see it on Sundays a lot. You see it out of some of our teams, our local universities around here. OSU and OU both run that play quite a bit too as well.
Cobb, who was the intended target but dropped out of that last play, along with Ballard, split short right. 2 receivers, including the tight end. Hunter Anderson is to the near side. They'll throw again with Seabold over the middle, and the pass is incomplete. We're going to get a flag.
He did get hit early.
They were looking for Hunter Anderson. Anthony Portuguese was the one that hit him, and it was really inadvertent contact. And I think the argument from the Harrah sidelines is not that there was contact, was that ball catchable? Well, it probably would have been, at least a viable attempt for Anderson had he not drawn contact.
He did, like you said, he did definitely bump him, but there's a lot of that, joisting and pushing around that goes on in the secondary. It seems like the defensive guy always gets the wrong end of it.
Man, Adam, that is a killer for the Panther defense because they would have had him 3rd and 25. Instead, it's 1st down and 10. The ball is just outside the 20 at the 22-yard line.
That's sometimes the philosophy when you have a long down to go is just kind of throw it deep and see if you can get a pass interference or get a catch.
8th play of this drive that has seen both teams commit bad mistakes. Handoff goes, no, it's a keeper. As Seabold is going to keep it, breaks 2 tacklers, and then runs into, and I mean Mort Barber hit him hard coming to his side, and he drops him inside the 20-yard line.
And really impressed with Harrah defensively. Kind of bend, don't break. They're doing a good job. They're being physical.
2 receivers, both left and right. 3-yard gain that time for Jaden Seabold, the senior signal caller for Tuttle. Line of scrimmage at the 19. Hand off straight ahead. Again goes to Woodson. Breaking tackles. Look at this guy go. Inside the 10, and he's rolled down near the 8-yard line. And it was a touchdown-saving tackle again by Kyle Baker. Correction, it was Mort Barber that was the one that was the last line of defense between Woodson and the end zone.
Woodson does just such a good job getting in behind his linemen. The thing that helps is all of his linemen look like they average about 6'3" or 6'4" up front, so it's probably hard to see him on that second level if you're a Harrah defender.
Well, pretty good guess. Parrish Terry at left tackle is 6'5". Corbin Graham, who was a tackle, moves to center this year, is 6'6", and Dylan Cummings is a 6'3" tackle on the right side. There's a flag down. I believe they're going to call a hold against the Tigers. And so that will negate what would have been a first down carry to set up goal to go for Tyler Woodson. Boy, I'm telling you, Brad Ballard is just seething over there on that sideline. He has to be, Adam, because right now the Tigers have been their own worst enemy in being stopped.
Yeah, just a lot of silly mistakes, holding calls on big plays, and obviously that pick as well.
2nd down and long. Line of scrimmage back inside outside the 25 and the 28. Handoff again to Woodson, and he's struck down for very little gain. That's a really good play that time by James Cummings.
Seems like everything kind of inside up the middle that they've been running, they haven't really had a ton of success with it. Their runs off the edge seem to be what's working for Tuttle.
3rd down and 18 at the 28, so Cummings stops Woodson for no gain. And we're approaching a minute to go here in the first quarter. You see on your screen, Harrah leading unbeaten and 3rd-ranked Tuttle here tonight at Evans Field, 6-0.
And those are the guys getting it done right there, Todd. Those
they
guys
are
on the screen.
Yep. Seabold out of the gun, drops to the 36, throws a slant over the middle. The ball is caught, and it's a touchdown. That's Dylan Ballard, and he almost had it poked away from him behind before he got into the end zone. Seabold has really, Adam, in this first quarter, had everything he wants on slants over the middle.
Yeah, definitely. They threw that same route earlier and just got tackled on the 1-yard line both times they had it. Great throw both times.
Dylan Ballard gets his first touchdown of the year. He did not have a reception through 5 weeks. Here's the extra point by leg. It's on the way, and it is good. So 7-6 our score with 43 seconds to go in the first quarter. We'll step aside for these messages on the High Plains Insurance Squirtle Game of the Week.
Dr. Matt Dieselhorst at Dieselhorst Sports and Orthopedics can help you get game day ready. Dr. Dieselhorst works with athletes of all ages, taking a coordinated approach to accelerate return to play and maximize athletic performance. His work with pros in sports training, injury prevention, bracing, functional rehabilitation, and imaging works seamlessly with his medical and surgical expertise. Get started by going to Dieselhorst Sports and Orthopedics. Let Dr. Matt Dieselhorst get you back on the field, backing all Oklahoma athletes on the field and off.
Todd Miller, Adam Dieselhorst, the entire crew with you on the Squirtle Game of the Week. First ever visit to 4A Harrah in a 4A District 2 matchup. It's the Panthers and the 3rd-ranked team of the class, the Tuttle Tigers. Leg will kick it off. Bryce, a senior, approaches, and with a good, strong boot, drives it to the goal line. The ball is fumbled. It's picked right back up. and then returned just shy of the 15-yard line. What a fortuitous bounce. That looked like a basketball. Adam, as it hit him right in the numbers and then bound about 5 yards downfield and straight back up in the air.
It looks like he knew exactly what he was doing. Everybody kind of gasped in the crowd, but he knew what he was doing all along, Todd.
Line of scrimmage at the 15-yard line with 38 seconds to play here in the first quarter. Good crowd here on hand tonight, both from Harrah and Tuttle for this Friday night affair. And I think fans should get out because let me tell you, if your kids can play, it's a blessing these days. A lot of high schools are sitting on the sidelines. 1st and 10 Panthers at the 15-yard line. Back to throw as Boone throws it out left. Ball is caught, and then he has nowhere to go. That's Colton McElwee, and he is going to be corralled by about 4 different players. Canyon West was there. C.J. Connor was there as well for Tuttle, and that play takes us down to the final 15 seconds of the first quarter.
That was just a great play by West there defensively. He was locked up and threw his man off him and then made a great hit.
Canyon West has 20 unassisted tackles coming in through 5 weeks. That leads Tuttle in that category. It is 36 stops as a linebacker, ranked 2nd among the linebacking crew, and that will do it in the first quarter of play. A good one tonight from Tuttle with a Squirtle Game of the Week. 7-6 Tigers over the Panthers on the High Plains Insurance Squirtle Game of the Week.
I am Tech.
I am Tech.
I am Tech.
I am Tech. We are Tech.
With over 24 flavors of iced tea, HTO is your new destination for the best premium water and iced tea in all of Oklahoma. Offering around 500 drink combinations and half-price tea during happy hour, this is your ultimate tea playground. With a location open in Ardmore and numerous locations coming soon, including the Village in South Oklahoma City, be sure to stop by HTO and experience the best tea you've ever sipped on.
12 minutes in the books in this 4A District 2 showdown. You see Evans Field here at Harrah. Good crowd on hand cheering on the Panthers, who for the most part had a 6-0 lead in the first quarter until the final few seconds. A big 10-play 61-yard drive. The final 28, a touchdown reception by Ballard, and the extra point right now from Legg stands as the difference, 7-6. Todd Miller, Adam Dieselhorse, Ethan Senkin, the crew tonight here from Harrah. And we're glad to be here. The Harrah Panthers, a new member of the Squirtle family of networks.
What a great facility this is,
It
Todd.
is.
It's the first time I've been here. Great facility.
It might as well be. Last time I was here was 88, and this place looks nothing like it did. Hand off on 2nd down, and that will go to Nick Moore. He's going to pick his way out to the 15-yard line. So it's going to bring up 3rd down and 10 here with the opening half minute of quarter number 2.
I've been impressed so far with what Harrah's doing offensively, just, being very simple and, obviously their intention is to not make, have plays where they lose yardage, and they've done a good job so far.
Tuttle, in terms of the defense, really controlling the line of scrimmage. They are having the better of the matchup with the Panther offensive line, but it's still just a 1-point game, 7-6. 3rd and 10 at the 15 for Harrah. They go from right to left. Direct snap, rolling right. Nathan Boone throws across the way for Cooper. He makes the catch, and then he's rodeoed down at the 20-yard line. And that's a really good open field tackle again by West, because that play initially looked like it might go for 10 at a 1st down.
Yeah, Cannon West is, you can tell he's the guy that gets it done at the 2nd level for Tuttle. He is all over the place. That was such an athletic play there by him.
Well, barring a mistake here, Tuttle should get really good field position, as Colton McElwee, a senior, 6'2", 170 pounds, is going to be in punt formation back inside the 10. He'll boot it away to Hunter Anderson. And right now, Anderson anticipates this punt will not go beyond midfield. He's standing at the Panther 46. High snap, McElwee pulls it down, boots it away. Anderson fumbles the football at Harrah, I think has come up with it at midfield.
No, Tuttle got it back. 85.
Oh, what a break for Hunter Anderson. That ball hit him in the hands and then slid down between the 8 and the 5, and he was in a dogfight to retain possession, and he does so at midfield. And the Tigers, who rarely beat themselves, really, Adam, have played, by their standards, pretty sloppy football here in the first half.
Yeah, they have, and that would have just been another huge play for Harrah. That's just one of those deals on this turf. That ball bounces around kind of odd. It looked like number 3 from Harrah had it, but I think it slipped through his legs right back into 85's hands.
88 was the last time that I did a football game here from Harrah, and I can tell you this facility is vastly improved, but I will tell you that turf, and talking to some people before the ball came from Harrah, is only a couple of years old. Before that, that same field that was here in 88 was still the surface they played on. First down and 10. Woodson in the backfield with Jaden Siebold from midfield. 10.5 minutes to go first half. They hand it off to Woods, and that play went nowhere. Harrah's got him corralled behind the line of scrimmage, and let's see where they give him forward progress to. It's going to be the 48-yard line, so that's going to be a loss of 2. And it looked like there was some miscommunication there, Adam, between Siebold and Woodson because Jaden didn't get the handoff real clean to him.
That's just one of those zone read type plays. It looked like the QB wanted to pull there, and he probably should have. Harrah's just doing a fantastic job on that.
Erwin Goodman-Cummings really did a good job up front for the Panthers defense. Loss of 2 for Woodson, his second tackle for loss tonight. On second down, they roll left, throw it out in the flat. Ball is caught, and that is Hunter Anderson. And Anderson will have his legs taken out from underneath him at the 45 of Harrah. It's going to be a gain of 7, so it's third down upcoming now for Tuttle.
One thing I can tell is that neither of these teams have watched OU play defensively because they're doing a fantastic job in the second level tackling.
Portuguese, the free safety, was the one that made the stop. You're right. OU still trying to wrap up Iowa State from last week.
With the arm tackles.
Yeah, third down and 5. Here comes the blitz off the corner. They get it off, and the ball's dumped off incomplete. And he nearly paid the price as he had some huge pressure coming off the edge. And that pressure was coming
from a whole slew
from
of Panthers.
Humphreys.
Yeah, there were 4 or 5 of them back there. They were setting up a little screen, and the quarterback had nowhere to go with it.
So we'll see the punt from Bodie Brooks, the senior. It floats back, little pressure. Bodie with a high punt straight down the middle of the field. It's going to hit at the 20, and look at the turnover. Inside the 15, rolling towards the 10-yard line, and that will be a punt of 34 yards for Bodie Brooks. 9:08 to play here in the first half. It's 7-6. If you're a high school baseball fan of the state of Oklahoma, Bodie Brooks is a name that you should be very, very familiar with. He signed at the end of his junior year with Skip Johnson at the University of Oklahoma. That after his sophomore campaign, listen to these numbers. On the mound, Brooks went 10-1 with an ERA of 1.01, 74 strikeouts and 69-plus innings and only 11 walks.
Jeez. The 11 walks might be the most impressive thing for a high school kid.
First down and 10 at the 11. They fake the handoff, dump it over the middle. It's Peter Plaza who has the catch, and he's dropped it to the 24-yard line. It'll be a gain of 13 and a fresh set of downs upcoming for the Harrah Panthers, as Anderson was the one that was in coverage that made the stop.
And that's that RPO stuff that is so difficult to stop, and that's really the first time we've seen that from Harrah tonight. Most of the times it's just been a handoff.
Tuttle has quite the athletic department. They're good in football. They arguably are the best wrestling program at any class in the state, and they can play a little baseball as well. First and 10 to the 24. Throw out left, and the pass is incomplete. He was looking for McElwee, who may have made the wrong turn, but the ball was not catchable, so to bring up second down and 10. Speaking of Brooks and his teammate, Cade Shatwell has also committed to play at Oklahoma State. So
golly,
they've got some talent for a 4A school in baseball. Bodie Brooks chose from many Division I offers to sign with the Sooners. He had offers from Dallas Baptist, Nebraska, and Wichita State, and he plays a heck of a linebacker out there. Came in with 33 tackles. Second down and 10 at the 24-yard line. They have a bunch formation to the short side. Cooper will motion to the wide side. He tries to get to the corner. He does, and he's got running room. Cooper bounces out, has a first down and more, and he's beyond the 40 to the 41-yard line. And it was Chance Cobb, the outside linebacker, that made the tackle.
I like that play right there. Get your playmaker the ball in space. And Harrah did a good job up front getting him the edge, and he was shot out of there like a cannon.
Cooper gets 16, his longest play from scrimmage this season. His previous long is a reception for 8 for a touchdown. Cooper with his second carry tonight had not touched the football through 4 games coming in. From the 40, they throw it out left for McElwee on the screen, getting blockers. First down the midfield, and McElwee is out of bounds into the Panther sideline. And they're going to mark it at the 45-yard line of Tuttle. That will be a gain of 15. He was ushered out of bounds by Nathan Ross.
Fantastic job blocking there. They got him outnumbered on the edge, and both those guys were up there blocking well. So Cooper's shoes are fancy, too. You see those, Todd?
They are nice. Very, very nice. Wonder if he'd sign them and give me those for the man cave after the game.
He might. Looks like somebody got crazy with a box of Crayolas.
Bunch formation, short to the near side, tight end left. One back set is Moore. They hand it to Nick up the middle, and they're just nothing doing. Harley Anderson, the defensive end, was the first of about 4 Tigers to get there. The aforementioned Bodie Brooks was in there on a play that nets -1 back to the 46.
I don't know many teams in the state that wouldn't take a 6'4", 220-pound defensive end in any class. That kid is a good-looking athlete.
You know, Tuttle has a chance to win a state title this year. They're ranked 3rd of the class, and they have a lot of juniors that play key roles for Brad Ballard's club. Second down and 11 at the 46. Here comes the blitz. They throw it out quickly. The ball deflected, and it nearly was intercepted. The ball was deflected. It fluttered up into the air, and then Emmanuel Jeter, a backup outside linebacker, came racing in and almost was able to get his paws on it.
Great defensive play there by Tuttle. Tuttle just seems to be in the right spots all the time on defense.
2 of 4 is Harrah tonight on 3rd down tries. Their last 3rd down conversion was the 1-yard Boone touchdown run that gave them a 6-0 lead late in the first quarter. 4 wide receivers with Moore in the backfield. And Tuttle came across the line of scrimmage, and I don't think they were drawn off. Harrah is saying, nope, that's a free play, and how about that? Makes it much, much more manageable, if you will. Instead of 3rd and 11, it's going to be 3rd down and 6. The line of scrimmage at the Tuttle 41-yard line with 7:37 to play in the first quarter. A low-scoring, very good game tonight between number 3 Tuttle and 2-2 Harrah in 4A2 play.
Todd, they must know you're going to OU Texas tomorrow because this game is going by fast.
Shh, don't tell anybody. What little respect and credibility I had may just have gone out the window. 3rd and 6 at the 41. Cooper motions to the near side, and we get a timeout called by Harrah. They just never did quite look settled out there on the field.
Hey, they might have heard my comment.
That's right.
You can at least get a corn dog. I mean, it's worth it, right?
Are they selling corn dogs?
Oh, yeah. The food vendors are going to be there.
I promise you, the fat kid won't go to the game. He'll be at the corn vendor. 7:37 to play, first half. 7-6 Tuttle over Harrah. Back in a moment on the Squirtle Game of the Week.
At Maples Nixon Diesel Horse, we've helped a lot of people, and our goal was to treat each and every person like a friend. And as a friend, we've got your back always. We understand what you're going through. Being lawyers is what we do, but it's not all that we are. We care. We'll stand beside you throughout the entire legal process, not just as lawyers, but as your friends. We are Maples Nixon Diesel Horse, and we are here to help.
Third down and 6, Harrah at the Tuttle 41-yard line with an airliner to play in the first half. 7:37, 7-6 Tuttle the score. Bunch formation wide right, tight end left. Single setback Moore. Everything with the exception of the bunch formation wide right, pinched in pretty tightly. Cooper, they fake the reverse, give it straight ahead to Moore. And, boy, what a good tackle that time because it looked like there was a seam there, and it closed very, very quickly as C.J. Connor, the inside linebacker, was there. A gain of 2, so it's 4th down and 4 at the 39. And right now, the Panthers and Chris Bleak have that offensive unit out there on the field. Why not go for it? With 7:05 to play in the first half, you're only down a point to a team you're a big-time underdog against.
Plus, typically teams don't have good enough punters. You're not going to get a bunch of field position back.
Opponents have converted 6 fourth-down tries this year against Tuttle. They throw a screen out left, and it's blown up. And what a play that time by the Tuttle Tigers. Emmanuel Jeter was there at the moment the ball was caught, and that play had no chance from its inception. That tells you just how well drilled this defense is on what the Panthers will try to do.
Yeah, that was a coaching tackle right there. Just preparation. I mean, they were all right there. All 3 of the defenders, and about 4 or 5 others came. Looked like about 5 or 6 from the sideline came over. There was a lot of white over there on that tackle.
6:51 to play here in the first half. It's first down from the 44 for the Tuttle Tigers, and now they'll throw it out left. And the catch is made again by Hunter Anderson, and he drug a tackler with him. And Anderson is going to be out of bounds at the 46-yard line. It was actually Tyler Woodson and not Anderson that made the catch.
Siebold had that post route open again. I think their intention was just to drop it out in the flats, but that post route, like you mentioned earlier, Todd, was wide open once again.
That's the play that they scored, a 28-yard pass from Siebold to Ballard on their drive 2 series ago. 3 receivers to the near side. Out of the gun with Woodson in the backfield is Jaden Siebold. And now Siebold will keep it, and he is in trouble and is drugged down by the hips and thrown to the ground. Really nice play defensively that time, turned in by Patrick Montgomery. A gain of 2 brings up 3rd down and 6 at the 48-yard line. We are halfway through quarter number 2, 7-6 Tigers on top of the Panthers.
Like you said, Todd, Harrah's just doing a good job sticking around, just being very fundamental, not giving up a lot of big plays. It's been impressive so far.
It certainly has. What a game plan Chris Bleak and company have had. Woodson in the backfield. They'll motion now Cobb as he lines up tight end left. Direct snap, rolling left to Siebold. Throws it out. Ball is caught at midfield. That is Chance Cobb. And then
fumbled it.
Cobb fumbled the ball and lost yardage backwards. The catch went to the 47-yard line of Harrah, but after the fumble, it goes back 2 yards to the 49, and it's going to bring up 4th down at about 2.5.
Man, Harrah, just another chance right there, another opportunity. That ball just kind of spun around there for a minute, ended up just squirting out of bounds.
5:25 to play here in the first quarter. 4th down and 3. Tuttle will go for it. They are 45.5% on 4th down tries this season. Full house look at the backfield, and now a flag comes in, and Harrah may have been lined up offsides.
I didn't think they came across, Todd. I was watching that.
I think somebody was lined up offsides, and that will give Tuttle a free first down.
Maybe just a helmet over the ball, possibly.
Offsides the call against the Panther defense. So a free first down for the Tigers, and this moves the ball deeper into Harrah territory at the 43-yard line with 5:25 to go before halftime.
This is a big possession both ways for both teams here.
Wide receivers left and right. They go with a diamond formation in the backfield. And they fake the handoff, throw in the slant over the middle. Again, it's caught at the 20-yard line. And that was Nathan Ross, and Ross got up and had some words for the defensive back that was trying to stay with him. That was Ricky Bleak.
Got him on the post again. That's been there the whole night. It's one of those situations where if you're Harrah, you're kind of committing more men to the box and you're kind of giving up the middle of the field, but that's just kind of what you have to deal with.
26 yards for Nathan Ross, who had just 85 on 6 receptions and a long of 18 coming in through 5 weeks. First down and 10, Tuttle into the red zone. They're at the 17-yard line. Siebold back to a pistol formation, 2 receivers to the short side. They sweep it that way with Woodson, and he's struck down. Look at the play turned in that time by the Panther defense. It was Dusty Daigle again that came through unblocked and was able to get Woodson down by the hips.
That's the first time they've ran that little off-the-edge kind of zone stretch play, and that's the first time that Harrah's stopped it for a loss.
3rd time Woodson has been dropped for a loss tonight. This one back to the 20-yard line, so it's going to bring up 2nd down and 13 with under 4.5 to go here in the first half. Pistol formation again, 2 tight ends lined up to the near side. And now on the counter, they turned it, handed off to Woodson with running room. Woodson fighting for every extra yard he can get. Forward progress gets him up to the 15-yard line. And then Kyle Baker finally ends that play for the Panther defense.
Third down and 8.
Unless Harrah changes something they're doing defensively, watch for something just over the middle, something soft over the middle by Tuttle again.
Third down and 8 at the 15-yard line. 3:42 to play here in the opening half. A good one tonight here from Evans Field in Harrah. Single setback, Woodson. Direct snap, Siebold throws it over the middle. The ball is caught by Anderson at the 10, and he's drugged down. And he's going to be close to the first down. I think he got it at the 6-yard line. So he got it by about 1.5 yards. And Mort Baker was the one that tried to get him before he got to the sticks, but couldn't do so.
Boy, that's a tall kid, too. Tuttle's got some height.
Fourth down and 1.
They're going to spot it just the nose of the football shy of the first down marker. It is 4th down and inches as they have the down marker showing 4th down. And now I think we're going to get an official stoppage of play to look at this. So it's either going to be 4th down and the nose of the football or less for the first down, or it's going to be 1st down and goal to go. This is only Tuttle's second trip into the red zone tonight. They are 0 of 1, and they coughed it up with the interception earlier. And now they have looked at it, and as I told you, it will be 1st down and goal to go at the 7. The Harrah faithful down below don't really care for that, as you might expect, but they're not going to win the argument. Andrews is tied in right. They have a tight end left, one receiver to the far side. The give goes to Woodson. Bang! What a play. Woodson again was hit by Mort Baker, the 5'9", 175-pound junior linebacker who really has improved from week 1, came in with 31 tackles through 4 weeks.
I've just been very impressed with Harrah up front defensively on the run game. Most of the big gains Tuttle's getting is throwing the ball.
2nd and goal to go for Tuttle at the 6-yard line, so about a half-yard gain for Woodson, who came in with a total of 120 carries. That accounted for 65% of Tuttle's total carries through 5 weeks. In the pistol again is Woodson from the 6. Flag is down. They hand it to, no, they don't. Fake handoff, rolling left. They dump it off. The ball is caught, and that is a touchdown.
Fullback snuck out in the flats there.
It was Bodie Brooks with his 2nd touchdown of the season, and only his 5th catch. I thought there was a flag, but there was not, so the play will stand. It's a 6-yard touchdown pass for Siebold to Brooks. And here is the most appropriately named kicker ever, Bryce Legg. And he is now 2 for 2 on extra points tonight. He's now 20 of 22 for the season. With 2:03 to play in the first half, we'll step aside for these messages. Tuttle leads 14-6 at Harrah on the High Plains Insurance Squirtle Game of the Week. Back in Harrah, a 10-play, 56-yard drive. Siebold to Brooks, 2nd time those two have hooked up this season, and Siebold now has touchdown passes number 10 and 11 on his senior season. 14 unanswered by 3rd-ranked Tuttle. Now it's up to the Panthers.
Yeah, if you're Harrah here, you're doing whatever you can to get down and get points on the board before halftime. It'd be huge for him.
Legg approaches, boots it away. This is his shortest kick of the night. It's going to be returned from the 6. Brought out to the 10, and look at the special teams coverage by the Tuttle Tigers. A return of only 9 yards out to the 15, and there were about 5 different Tigers down there. The initial contact was made by Weston Grounds.
Weston Grounds, and then the remainder of the special teams, I think, made that tackle there.
So 1st down and 10. Let's see what Nolan Boone can do here. Harrah needs to stabilize things with 1:56 to play here in the first half. You certainly don't want to give Tuttle back the ball right now.
You don't. And I was just thinking of something too, Todd. You thought there may have been a flag earlier. I think it's a reflection off of my 3/4 zip on that mirror.
By the way, that is a good-looking Squirtle polo. Long sleeve, we might say. 1st and 15. We're stepping up the attire this year here in the booth. Back to throw is Boone. He'll throw it out left on a screen play, and look at the run after the catch.
Great move.
Very good move that time by Nick Moore. And Moore gets out across the 20 near the 23-yard line, so almost a gain of 8.
If you're Harrah, you want to go quick here and get plays in quickly. That's a perfect chunk play right there. You want to keep that up, obviously move the ball down the field, but be smart.
8 yards of the catch, 2nd and 2. Nick Moore, a junior running back, had 5 catches for 33 yards coming in. 1:25 to play here with the first half, 14-6 Tuttle. One back set, Moore to throw, Boone to throw, rolling right, dumps it over the middle. The ball's caught and dropped at the 30. That's DeMarion Cooper. And Cooper just slapped his hands together in disgust, as you might have seen at the end of that play, because, again, the most dangerous place to hit a receiver is right in the hands.
Yeah, that was a tough one there. I think Cooper was looking up at the green in front of him and forgot about catching the ball.
Nolan Boone. That'll go against him in the passing department, but that's not his fault. He made a good throw. 3rd down and 2. This is huge with 1:16 to play here in the first half. Tight end right is Seth Goodman. He's wearing 42 tonight. On a zone read, they'll keep it with Nolan Boone, and he did not get there. Maybe got a yard, and then he was pushed backwards by Parrish Terry. And a timeout called by Tuttle with 1:08 to play here in the first half.
Their 2nd timeout of the first half.
And Todd, that's kind of what you were insinuating there on this possession. You got to be smart enough to, I understand what Harrah was doing there, trying to run the ball to keep the clock moving, but Tuttle's wanting that thing back.
Bixby 7, Tuttle 7. That's at the half.
Harrah is 2 of 6 now on 3rd down tries, and keep in mind they started the game 2 of 3. So Tuttle has made some adjustments in the Panther offense, which came in pretty decent overall on 3rd down tries for the season. It started to sputter a little bit against a Tiger unit that had allowed just 39% conversion rate on 3rd downs this season. Still looking at possibilities for next week's Squirtle game of the week. A lot of good candidates on the docket.
Yeah, we do. We're always trying to find the best games we can find out there. And like I said, if anybody ever wants to message us on Twitter or even on our Facebook page about coming and covering a game, we'd be more than happy to do that too as well.
So Boone gets a yard. It's 4th down and 1 at the 24. And McElwee will stand in punt formation back at the 12. He needs a good one here with Anderson set to return at his own 49. No pressure. McElwee with a line drive kick. Anderson fumbles it again and then has to dive back on it at the 43-yard line. So Hunter Anderson, who's pretty sure-handed, has really had some difficult times tonight handling the punt from Colton McElwee. That time was not near as disastrous as the previous attempt was when he just did get the ball back at midfield.
You know what he needs, Todd? You'll know this, the old Tackify. He needs some Newman gloves and to spray that, the sappy stuff on your hands that they used to let you do back in the 80s when nobody ever threw the ball. Made a whole lot of sense. If you fell one time on the grass, then your gloves were just covered in grass the rest of the game.
You know what? I'm probably the only one at the booth that actually used that stuff. That was to keep my hands warm on the sideline. 1st down and 10 at the 43-yard line. Rolling left is the quarterback, Jaden Siebold. He'll throw deep left, and the ball is caught at the 20-yard line. Chance Cobb and the defensive back literally just stood there and watched Chance Cobb get inside position, and then finally Portuguese was the one that was able to tackle him at the 19.
Well, Siebold was wrapped up and kind of stepped through it and threw a good ball considering he was hit.
38 yards, the longest pass play of the night for Jaden Siebold. Pistol formation, Jaden with a low snap, rolling right under pressure, and down he goes. Oh, he took a big hit from behind, and he was buried by Patrick Montgomery. And now the Tigers will spend a timeout with 33 seconds to play. That'll be the final timeout for Tuttle. So that all but means that it's going to be attacking through the air for the Tigers. I want to go back to that Big play. That is really frustrating for Chris Balik and his defense because there was very little effort to try and defend Chance Cobb.
I mean, I really think it's one of those, throw it up for see what you get out of your Siebold. And I honestly don't think the defender knew the ball was even thrown. But still, that doesn't, you still got to make a play on the ball when you watch the offensive player go for the catch.
Something must give tonight. Harrah unblemished at home, 2-0, wins over Classen SAS and Bridge Creek 12-0. That again was Chris Balik's first head coaching victory. That was in the second week of the season. And that also was very, very monumental for the Panthers, who had won just one game in the last 2 years. They did it without 12 starters. They were quarantined for the win over Bridge Creek. And I thought it was a good decision. Harrah said we could either not play the game or play without 12 starters, and they did the latter and, again, got the first win of the season. Tuttle 2-0 on the road, wins at Plainview 23-12 and at Newcastle 24-21. Second down and 13 at the 22-yard line. They motion him in, Cannon West to the backfield. Back to throw again is Siebold, looking left, diving catch in the end zone, and it's incomplete.
What a ball. Great throw. It's Cannon West, it looked like.
West was the intended receiver, so it's going to bring up third down and 13. Really this ought to be pretty easy to defend because with no timeouts left and 27 seconds remaining, you know what Tuttle's going to do. They're going to try to take cracks into the end zone. Right now, it would be a 39-yard field goal attempt for Bryce Legg. In case you're wondering, Legg's longest attempt this season, 32 yards. He is perfect on 2 field goal tries in 2020. Third down and 13 at the 22-yard line. Motion man is Hunter Anderson. They fake the handoff, throw it out right for Anderson, and he dropped the ball at the 18. And that wasn't going to go for much. Portuguese was right there. And that's going to bring up fourth down and 13 at the 22-yard line. And it looks like they're going to shuffle the field goal unit on. Again, it will be a 39-yard attempt for number 27, Bryce Legg.
Here's your guy, Todd.
He will do so out of the hold of Hunter Anderson. Both are seniors. Tuttle is known for many things in the gridiron, but one of the things they are always very good at is in special teams. From 39 yards out with 23 seconds to play here in the first half. Bryce Legg awaits. Snap back, ball down, Legg with plenty of that.
Great kick.
The kick is on the way, and it is no good. He missed it left. It wasn't because he didn't have the leg. He had plenty of leg. That could have gone easily from 45. And what a break for Harrah as they dodge a huge bullet with 18 seconds to play here in the first half.
I guess I've got a bad angle because it looked good from here. It's a great kick. Todd, I'm going to have to give you credit. You just said the word leg about 6 times within like 10 words. It was impressive.
Sometimes it's L-E-G, sometimes it's L-E-G-G.
I mean, I would have just stopped talking. It was really good.
There's people that wish I would stop talking. First down and 10 at the 20-yard line for Harrah. And Boone will just take to a knee, and that will do it on the first half of play. So most entertaining 2 quarters of action tonight here from Evans Field in Harrah, Oklahoma. On the Squirtle Game of the Week presented by High Plains Insurance. It is number 3 Tuttle leading 4A District 2 rival Harrah 14-6 at the break. We're back after these messages on Squirtle.
The High Plains Insurance Agency takes pride in keeping up with many changes in the crop insurance industry and keeping their insurers informed of these changes. The goal is to help each farmer customize their crop insurance to meet their needs. Thanks for your continued business. And remember, call Amy, Carissa, or Danny at High Plains Insurance in Medford and Loyal at 580-395-2447 or toll free at 1-800-346-4056 for a quote today.
You want commitment from your bank, you want excellent service, and you want loyalty. Bank Central National Association strives every day to give you the banking experience you really want and enjoy. Their friendly staff is here to serve you and provide you with the best service around. Call them today at 580-234-3316 or visit them in Enid, Alva, Woodward, Anthony, Kansas, or Harper, Kansas. Thank you for choosing Bank Central National Association. Member FDIC.
Back here at Evans Field in Harrah, Todd Miller, the crew, with you on the High Plains Insurance Squirtle Game of the Week. We are at the break, and number 3 and unbeaten Tuttle leads 4A District 2 rival Harrah at intermission 14-6. It was 6-0 Panthers after the first interception of the season thrown by Jaden Siebold, and that came on the Tigers' first offensive drive of the night. They had moved from their own 28 upfield to literally the nose of the football was against the goal line. They tried a little throwback, and James Cummings jumped, or didn't really jump it. Siebold just threw the ball right to him, and Cummings sprinted back the other way 85 yards. He was run down by Siebold, and 2 plays later on 3rd down and goal to go, Nolan Boone walked the dog for a touchdown. The kick was blocked. It was 6-0. It would stay that way until 38 seconds to go in the first quarter. Siebold on a slant connected on 28 yards to Ballard. Legs extra point made it 7-6, and that capped a 10-play 61-yard drive. Harrah's best drive the rest of the way in the first half came with just under 9 minutes to play before intermission. They started back at their own 11. They picked up first downs at the 24, the 40, and the Tuttle 45, but the drive would eventually bog down on downs, 4th down and 4th at 39, and then Tuttle would really start to churn things up offensively. They went on a 10-play, 56-yard drive. Siebold with a 6-yard pass to Brooks. Legs extra point was good, 14-6. Harrah then had it for what could have been the final 156 of the first half, but the Panthers were unable to pick up the 10 yards needed to gain, and they turned it over on a punt with 1:01 to play in the first half. And it was the Tigers that started the 43. They got a big pass through the air as that went to Chance Cobb down to the 19. 3 plays later, Legg was called on to attempt a 39-yard field goal. He missed it wide left, and that's where we stand at halftime, 14-6. Tuttle on top of Harrah of the High Plains Insurance Squirtle Game of the Week.
Is your school or booster club looking for ways to fundraise? Let Downtown Threads create a custom website to showcase all your school apparel. You pick the design and the garment, we do the rest. We will handle all the payments and cut you one check when the website is closed. Call today, 580-237-7060. Downtown Threads, proudly supporting all local high school athletes. Canadian Valley Technology Center, providing high-tech educational opportunities for high school students, adults, small businesses, and large corporations. With locations in Chickasha, Yukon, and El Reno, there's a campus ready to meet your needs. So visit cvtech.edu for more information about the diverse educational opportunities we offer at Canadian Valley Technology Center. That's cvtech.edu.
Dr. Matt Dieselhorst at Dieselhorst Sports and Orthopedics can help you get game day ready. Dr. Dieselhorst works with athletes of all ages, taking a coordinated approach to accelerate return to play and maximize athletic performance. His work with pros in sports training, injury prevention, bracing, functional rehabilitation, and imaging works seamlessly with his medical and surgical expertise. Get started by going to Dieselhorst Sports and Orthopedics. Let Dr. Matt Dieselhorst get you back on the field, backing all Oklahoma athletes on the field and off.
I am Tech.
I am Tech.
I am Tech.
I am Tech. We are Tech.
With over 24 flavors of iced tea, HTO is your new destination for the best premium water and iced tea in all of Oklahoma. Offering around 500 drink combinations and half-price tea during happy hour, this is your ultimate tea playground. With a location open in Ardmore and numerous locations coming soon, including the Village in South Oklahoma City, be sure to stop by HTO and experience the best tea you've ever sipped on.
At Maples Nixon Diesel Horse, we've helped a lot of people, and our goal was to treat each and every person like a friend. And as a friend, we've got your back always. We understand what you're going through. Being lawyers is what we do, but it's not all that we are. We care. We'll stand beside you throughout the entire legal process, not just as lawyers, but as your friends. We are Maples Nixon Diesel Horse, and we are here to help.
The High Plains Insurance Agency takes pride in keeping up with many changes in the crop insurance industry and keeping their insurers informed of these changes. The goal is to help each farmer customize their crop insurance to meet their needs. Thanks for your continued business, and remember, call Amy, Carissa, or Danny at High Plains Insurance in Medford and Loyal at 580-395-2447 or toll free at 1-800-346-4056 for a quote today.
You want commitment from your bank, you want excellent service, and you want loyalty. Bank Central National Association strives every day to give you the banking experience you really want and enjoy. Their friendly staff is here to serve you and provide you with the best service around. Call them today at 580-234-3316 or visit them in Enid, Alva, Woodward, Anthony, Kansas, or Harper, Kansas. Thank you for choosing Bank Central National Association. Member FDIC.
Is your school or booster club looking for ways to fundraise? Let Downtown Threads create a custom website to showcase all your school apparel. You pick the design and the garment, we do the rest. We will handle all the payments and cut you one check when the website is closed. Call today, 580-237-7060. Downtown Threads, proudly supporting all local high school athletes. Canadian Valley Technology Center, providing high-tech educational opportunities for high school students, adults, small businesses, and large corporations. With locations in Chickasha, Yukon, and El Reno, there's a campus ready to meet your needs. So visit cvtech.edu for more information about the diverse educational opportunities we offer at Canadian Valley Technology Center. That's cvtech.edu.
Dr. Matt Dieselhorst at Dieselhorst Sports and Orthopedics can help you get game day ready. Dr. Dieselhorst works with athletes of all ages, taking a coordinated approach to accelerate return to play and maximize athletic performance. His work with pros in sports training, injury prevention, bracing, functional rehabilitation, and imaging works seamlessly with his medical and surgical expertise. Get started by going to Dieselhorst Sports and Orthopedics. Let Dr. Matt Dieselhorst get you back on the field, backing all Oklahoma athletes on the field and off.
I am Tech.
I am Tech.
I am Tech.
I am Tech. We are Tech.
With over 24 flavors of iced tea, HTO is your new destination for the best premium water and iced tea in all of Oklahoma. Offering around 500 drink combinations and half-price tea during happy hour, this is your ultimate tea playground. With a location open in Ardmore and numerous locations coming soon, including the Village in South Oklahoma City, be sure to stop by HTO and experience the best tea you've ever sipped on.
At Maples Nixon Diesel Horse, we've helped a lot of people, and our goal was to treat each and every person like a friend. And as a friend, we've got your back always. We understand what you're going through. Being lawyers is what we do, but it's not all that we are. We care. We'll stand beside you throughout the entire legal process, not just as lawyers, but as your friends. We are Maples, Nix, and Diesel Horst, and we are here to help.
The High Plains Insurance Agency takes pride in keeping up with many changes in the crop insurance industry and keeping their insurers informed of these changes. The goal is to help each farmer customize their crop insurance to meet their needs. Thanks for your continued business, and remember, call Amy, Carissa, or Danny at High Plains Insurance in Medford and Loyal at 580-395-2447 or toll free at 1-800-346-4056 for a quote today.
You want commitment from your bank, you want excellent service, and you want loyalty. Bank Central National Association strives every day to give you the banking experience you really want and enjoy. Their friendly staff is here to serve you and provide you with the best service around. Call them today at 580-234-3316 or visit them in Enid, Alva, Woodward, Anthony, Kansas, or Harper, Kansas. Thank you for choosing Bank Central National Association, member FDIC.
Is your school or booster club looking for ways to fundraise? Let Downtown Threads create a custom website to showcase all your school apparel. You pick the design and the garment, we do the rest. We will handle all the payments and cut you one check when the website is closed. Call today, 580-237-7060. Downtown Threads, proudly supporting all local high school athletes. Canadian Valley Technology Center, providing high-tech educational opportunities for high school students, adults, small businesses, and large corporations. With locations in Chickasha, Yukon, and El Reno, there's a campus ready to meet your needs. So visit cvtech.edu for more information about the diverse educational opportunities we offer at Canadian Valley Technology Center. That's cvtech.edu.
Dr. Matt Dieselhorst at Dieselhorst Sports and Orthopedics can help you get game day ready. Dr. Dieselhorst works with athletes of all ages, taking a coordinated approach to accelerate return to play and maximize athletic performance. His work with pros in sports training, injury prevention, bracing, functional rehabilitation, and imaging works seamlessly with his medical and surgical expertise. Get started by going to Dieselhorst Sports and Orthopedics. Let Dr. Matt Dieselhorst get you back on the field, backing all Oklahoma athletes on the field and off.
I am Tech.
I am Tech.
I am Tech.
I am Tech. We are Tech.
With over 24 flavors of iced tea, HTO is your new destination for the best premium water and iced tea in all of Oklahoma. Offering around 500 drink combinations and half-price tea during happy hour, this is your ultimate tea playground. With a location open in Ardmore and numerous locations coming soon, including the Village in South Oklahoma City, be sure to stop by HTO and experience the best tea you've ever sipped on.
At Maples, Nix, and Diesel Horse, we've helped a lot of people, and our goal was to treat each and every person like a friend. And as a friend, we've got your back always. We understand what you're going through. Being lawyers is what we do, but it's not all that we are. We care. We'll stand beside you throughout the entire legal process, not just as lawyers, but as your friends. We are Maples, Nix, and Diesel Horst, and we are here to help.
The High Plains Insurance Agency takes pride in keeping up with many changes in the crop insurance industry and keeping their insurers informed of these changes. The goal is to help each farmer customize their crop insurance to meet their needs. Thanks for your continued business, and remember, call Amy, Carissa, or Danny at High Plains Insurance in Medford and Loyal at 580-395-2447 or toll free at 1-800-346-4056 for a quote today.
You want commitment from your bank, you want excellent service, and you want loyalty. Bank Central National Association strives every day to give you the banking experience you really want and enjoy. Their friendly staff is here to serve you and provide you with the best service around. Call them today at 580-234-3316 or visit them in Enid, Alva, Woodward, Anthony, Kansas, or Harper, Kansas. Thank you for choosing Bank Central National Association. Member FDIC.
Halftime festivities winding down on this football Friday night from Harrah, Oklahoma, and Evans Field at intermission number 3. Tuttle leading 14-6 over Harrah. Let's take a look at the first half statistics. First downs, Tuttle 10, Harrah 4. Rushing yards, 17 carries, 73 yards for the Tigers. Harrah 11 carries, 31 yards. Passing to the first half for Harrah, quarterback Nolan Boone was 7 of 10 for 35 yards. Jaden Siebold was 8 of 14 for 137. He had a couple of touchdown passes, 1 interception. Penalties in the first half. Tuttle was flagged 4 times for 45 yards. The Panthers 2 for 20. Each team has fumbled in the first half. Tuttle twice, did not lose one. Harrah put the ball on the ground once, nor did they lose that one as well. Big story of this game, though, has been the play on really both sides of the football for Harrah, an upstart team against a big-time favorite in Tuttle. And in the defense set up the first scoring drive of the evening on goal to go. Cummings intercepted Siebold, nearly took it the length of the field, returned it 85 yards. He needed to go 90. Boone then 2 plays later capped it on a 1-yard run. It was 6-0. Siebold with the first of 2 touchdown passes of the first half. The first of 28 yards to Dylan Ballard, his first reception of the season. 10 plays, 61 yards. Siebold with a 6-yard touchdown pass to Bodie Brooks. That made it 14-6 after Legg converted on both extra point attempts, and Legg right towards the end of the first half missed a 39-yard field goal. Adam, your thoughts on the first half? It's been a really entertaining ball game, and I think you can't say enough about Chris Bleak and the Panthers really putting on a good account of themselves against a really, really good team before the home folk.
Yeah, I think if you're Coach Bleak, you're happy with what's happened so far. I think you had a couple of other opportunities on turnovers that you feel like you should have got, but you know, they're doing a good job of stopping Tuttle's run game. Tuttle's having to kind of air the ball out a little more, which they're not overly comfortable doing. And, you know, Harrah sticks in it, stays with a 1-score game, and you never know what could happen. I've been very impressed with it so far. Tuttle
will be on the road again next week in the second of back-to-back games, and they closed the last 3 contests of the year at Ada, John Marshall, and at Blanchard. And those are the other 3 teams along with Tuttle in the preseason 4A District 2 poll. Harrah will not be back here at Evans Field for 3 weeks. Their next game a day before Halloween against Blanchard. One thing we did not talk a lot about in the first half, and that was the balance attack of Tuttle coming in to this evening's contest. In the first half, the Tigers, pull those stats up again, have rushed for 73, thrown for 137. Coming in, this is about as balanced as you could get. They averaged 183 yards per game on the ground, 170 through the air. And they have rushed now on the season a total of 202 times, and they are yet to lose a fumble. That's pretty impressive.
Wow, that is
pretty impressive.
That's an impressive stat, especially at this level in high school. It's tough to run the ball that much and not, you know, have one bounce off the turf here and there.
All right, halftime is winding down. We'll be back with the start of the second half in about 3 minutes. It's Harrah and Tuttle tonight on the High Plains Insurance Squirtle Game of the Week.
Canadian Valley Technology Center, providing high-tech educational opportunities for high school students, adults, small businesses, and large corporations. With locations in Chickasha, Yukon, and El Reno, there's a campus ready to meet your needs. So visit cvtech.edu for more information about the diverse educational opportunities we offer at Canadian Valley Technology Center. That's cvtech.edu.
Dr. Matt Dieselhorst at Dieselhorst Sports and Orthopedics can help you get game day ready. Dr. Dieselhorst works with athletes of all ages, taking a coordinated approach to accelerate return to play and maximize athletic performance. His work with pros in sports training, injury prevention, bracing, functional rehabilitation, and imaging works seamlessly with his medical and surgical expertise. Get started by going to Dieselhorst Sports and Orthopedics. Let Dr. Matt Dieselhorst get you back on the field, backing all Oklahoma athletes on the field and off.
Okay, it's time for everybody to get their trusty old Squirtle apps out, and let's check some scores from across the state of Notice. In Class 4A, Wagner leads Catoosa 57-0. Number 3 ranked Wagner, and number 6 ranked Hilldale leads Stillwell 31-6. Number 1 Weatherford, this is an interesting game, leads 16-7 at half over Newcastle. Clinton and Cash are tied at halftime. It's kind of a rivalry game, fun game to keep track of and watch. One game, but not a ranked team, but kind of interesting to both of these teams is Tecumseh leads Cushing 35-0 at halftime. That was one that you and I looked at and were kind of surprised about. So Sallisaw and Poto, another battle of top 10 teams in Class 4A. Poto currently leads 13-8. Poto ranked 5, Sallisaw ranked 7. And then last night, Blanchard was all over Class and SAS 51-0 at halftime. So, we were talking about kind of the teams to beat in 4A. Everybody's kind of playing the part so far, and I think like what we've talked about, Tuttle's one of those teams definitely that, we could see in the finals hoisting up a gold ball at the end of the season. You
made mention of the Cushing Tigers. 2 weeks ago, they served as Tuttle's opponent, fell to Tuttle on the road 42-21. Last week in overtime, they held off this Harrah team 42-35, and I was told that game went to overtime and Harrah could not get it in from close late.
Really?
So Cushing was very fortunate to survive this Harrah club, or we could be talking about a 5-0 and 3-1 matchup tonight. As it is, I think it's been a very good, really first 2 quarters of play.
No doubt, and that's kind of strange because sometimes you compare scores and you see Tuttle, kind of a sizable advantage over Cushing, but Cushing's a scrappy team. We've seen them the last few years, have some big wins and, kind of move in the playoffs. So interesting there as is.
Among Tuttle's victims this year was Sulphur, 28-7 back in week 1. If I read that right, that's the first time those two have played since 2003, and maybe that was in the playoffs. Sulphur bounced Tuttle that year, but if I read the information right, but still a rare matchup between a really good 3A program and a very good 4A program.
Definitely. We've got one of our Squirtle helpers, Whit Carter, is a graduate of Sulphur, and we've been trying to get Sulphur to join the Squirtle team, so if anybody out there at Sulphur's listening, perhaps to be, give me a shout. And we'd love to have Sulphur join our Squirtle family. But, yeah, that's one of those deals. There's a lot of great teams down in that area. That's just an area where high school football is just so great to watch. You've got Blanchard, you have Tuttle, you have Washington, and then you scoot down a little further south. You got teams with success like Wynnewood and Ringling, and, you mentioned Sulphur, and then Davis. All those years of those great long runs in the playoffs. There's always questions where the best football is played, and we always get to listen about it because in big school it's all over east. But really that core of those small school teams are on the western side and, kind of in that core little south central area. That's some great football played over there.
You don't want to put a must price tag on the first defensive series of the second half, but I think Harrah must stop Tuttle. You don't want to go down 2 scores against this powerhouse, and Tuttle will have the football to start the third quarter. So it'll be Kyle Baker, the senior, to place the ball on the tee. Hunter Anderson, Tyler Woodson are deep to receive the kickoff for the Tigers, who will move across your screen from right to left. And here we go, third quarter underway from Evans Field at Harrah. This is a short end-over-end kick, and it's going to be Woodson to return. Brings it across the 20 to the 25. A violent run gets him up to the 30, maybe the 31 or 2-yard line, that he's pushed back by 3 blue and white cladded Harrah Panthers. So that is where Tuttle will take over, first down and 10 to start the second half.
I'll be anxious to see here in the second half. Harrah did such a good job of stopping Tuttle's interior run game and kind of see what kind of adjustments were made on both sides of the ball, because I know that's kind of where Tuttle gets going, they get going with their inside run and then use that as play action for throwing the ball.
Split backs in the backfield. It looks like they're going to start the second half with West and Woodson, both of whom shared time in the first half. Woodson with a gaping hole blasts out the first down yardage on the right side all the way to the 42, nearly the 43-yard line, so give him 11. And just like that, that front five comes out and blasts a big hole.
And Woodson runs so hard that every time he goes down, it looks like he's hurt.
First and 10, 11-yard gain for Woodson. Wide receivers left and right, a tight end lined up right. Now it's going to motion to the left side of the formation. That's Hunter Anderson. Half diamond to the backfield, and it looked like maybe a busted play against Seabolt. Ended up keeping it, and he's going to lose to the 43-yard line. So a half-yard loss is going to bring up second down at 11. We've played 45 seconds here of quarter number 3.
I'd be interested to see on the season how much success Seabolt has had running the ball, because he looks very hesitant pulling the ball anytime they're trying to run that inside zone stuff.
How about this, partner? 12 carries, -4 yards for the season.
That answers my question.
His longest run has been 13, but he does have 2 touchdowns with his legs this season. Second and 11 to the 42. Pistol formation, gives straight ahead again to Woodson. And again, the Panthers spin him down at the 45-yard line. And the first there was Ethan McNeil, who's now out there at left defensive end, 6'1", 195, and a junior.
Be interesting to see here if Harrah made any adjustments over the inside of the middle of the field. We talked about the post route being open, and that's kind of what Tuttle went to on these third and longs.
10:21 to play, third quarter. Todd Miller, Adam Dieselhorst, Ethan Sunkin, the crew with you tonight from Harrah on the High Plains Insurance Game of the Week. 3rd and 9, back to throw Seabolt, rolling right, has a receiver for a first down across the way at the 44-yard line, and the reception was made.
43-yard line in Panther territory. It'll be
I think it was Anderson.
I think it was 85, yeah. That was an impressive throw. Really impressive throw. It's a little comeback route on the sideline. That's a tough throw to make, too, across your body like that.
13 yards of first down reception. They convert on 3rd down and long. 2 minutes gone here in the third quarter. Half dime into the backfield. And a low snap this time. The quarterback is going to keep it. He breaks tackles, and off to the races is Seabolt down the boundary, still going to the 20, dragging defenders with him. The ball was poked out from behind, but fortunately for Tuttle, it rolled out of bounds. But we're going to have to read things. There is a flag on the play as Portuguese and Balik, 2 of the 3 in the secondary for the Panthers, made the stop.
Boy, Coach Ballard is not happy.
This will be the 5th penalty accepted of the game against the Tuttle Tigers. One of their 2 scoring drives, they overcame 2 major penalties, one of 15, the other of 10. We're still waiting to see the official indication, but already the Tigers starting to retreat at the end of that run, which came to an end near the 20. Now they're going to pick it up. And I think that's going to surprise Tuttle. They were already almost back to the 40 of Harrah, set to get the play in for the offensive brain trust.
Seabolt must have heard of us being critical of his run game there, Todd. Biggest run of the season for him, right?
28 yards, you're right. His previous long was 13. So they are in the red zone on this, the 5th play of the drive that started back at the 31. 1st and 10 at the 15-yard line with 9:45 to play here in the third quarter. They hand it off to Woodson running right, and he is hit hard for very little gain. Mort Barber was the one that made the tackle, and I'm telling you, this young man has had himself a game tonight.
Yeah, Harrah's front 7 has done a fantastic job tonight on the run game stuff.
2nd down and 8, line of scrimmage at the 13, so Woodson, who's had to work hard for all of his yards tonight, gets 2 on first down. Tuttle taking their time, walking out of the line of scrimmage with 13 of the play clock. Game clock nearly 3 minutes gone here in the third quarter. 14-6 are scores you see on the bottom left of your screen. They hand it off on a sweep to Chance Cobb. Cobb inside the 5, diving towards the pylon. Did he get in? I don't believe he did. But there's a flag down, and that's going to go against Tuttle. What looks to be a hold. I got to tell you, I have forgot how fun it is to sit at high school football games.
I hope that people could pick that audio up.
Mike Mantelapig will give us the indication, and they're going to pick this one up.
Wave off the flag. Touchdown for the Tigers.
And so the touchdown, they did give him a touchdown. I never saw them actually signal touchdown. It's a 13-yard Cobb run, and that's his longest run of the season, his first touchdown. His previous carry went for 1 yard. So now it's 20-6, and you might have been able to hear the Boo Birds are out here in Harrah. On for the extra point is Legg. They almost got to it, and Bryce Legg's extra point is good. 8:54 to play in the third. It's now Tuttle 21, Harrah 6. Back after these messages on the High Plains Insurance Squirtle Game of the Week.
I am Tech.
I am Tech.
I am Tech.
I am Tech. We are Tech.
Bryce Legg will tee it up for Tuttle.
Todd Miller, Adam Dieselhorst, scoring summary on Squirtle.tv of the High Plains Insurance Game of the Week. 7 plays, 69 yards. Cobb with a 13-yard touchdown run. And again, we were commencing here, commentating here with the booth. We never saw the official touchdown signal. Apparently they did. And then they picked up what appeared to be a hold on that play. That's back-to-back penalties picked up against Tuttle. Here's a deep end-over-end kick. It'll hit 2 yards deep into the end zone. And it will be 1st and 10 for the Panthers on their first offensive drive here in the third quarter.
You know, that's one thing, too, you don't give credit to, but that is a great weapon to have. A kid that can kick the ball into the end zone or kick it deep like that in Class 4A. I mean, that's just another one of those examples of how Tuttle's strong all the way across the board.
Well, that's something I was commenting in the first half about. They have so many things that they're so good at traditionally, but they always, or almost always, have the best special teams on the field at their level. 21-6 our score, 8:54 to play. First down and 10 for Nolan Boone at the 20-yard line. In the backfield is Nick Moore in a pistol formation. They'll give it to Moore straight ahead, and well, that Tuttle defense was quick. Looked like there was a big hole there, and he was cut down quickly. It was Bodie Brooks that was there to cut him down after a 2-yard gain.
I'm a big fan of Tuttle's helmets, too. I like the state of Oklahoma with their little TT logo on the inside of it.
The double T is a great logo. When you see it, you know exactly who you're looking at. Second down and 8 at the 22. Tuttle wearing white helmets tonight, as you can see. A lot of times they'll wear the maroon helmets. Second and 8 at the 22-yard line. And again, they hand it off. Moore with some running room. Pinballs across the 30 and a first down out to the 31. It was good run blocking by Zeke Caldwell and Blake Tabor. Also the center, Joseph Norton, but a really physical run by Nick Moore, and Brooks finally put him to the turf.
Harrah just needs to be patient here, not make mistakes, just keep picking up chunks and get down the field and get on the scoreboard.
7:56 and counting to play here with the third quarter. Next week, looking at a possible Piedmont-Carl Albert matchup of the High Plains Insurance Squirtle Game of the Week. That would be from Piedmont. First and 10 at the 31-yard line. They throw it over the middle. Receivers wide open to the 36 and caught out to the 41-yard line. That's Peter Plaza, the junior H receiver. Plaza with his second catch of the night if it stands, but there's a flag in the backfield. And they are literally going to come apart at the seams. If that's against the Panthers, it's not. As you can see from Mike Mantelapig, it's roughing the passer against Tuttle. So that's 15 yards on from the end of the play, which is at the 42. And that will put the ball into Tiger territory with 7:35 to play in the third quarter.
Tuttle's had some kind of mishaps tonight like this. You know, that's just an odd scenario to get a personal foul.
That'll be their 5th accepted penalty of the night. Personal foul, roughing the passer, the call. And that'll get the cowbells and the cheers out. What had been a boo fest just a few moments ago. So the ball at the Tiger 43-yard line. Nick Moore has gone all the way tonight, the junior running back. He's in a pistol with his junior classmate Nolan Boone in the backfield. They give it to Moore again, bounces off initial contact. Now it gets a little bit of a shove down to the 41, so it's a hard-fought yard and a half, second down upcoming. And you can really say about anybody made the stop on that play. Leading the way, though, for Tuttle was number 56, and that is Wyatt Riley. Second down and 8. And we welcome the Harrah Athletic Department and Harrah Public Schools to our family of networks on the ever-growing Squirtle Television Network. Second and 8 at the 41 of the Tigers, under 6.5 down to play here with the third quarter. They show blitz again. They hand it off. It's Moore this time. And Moore runs by the blitzer, but then runs into a linebacker. And he's going to be tackled by Dylan Cummings along with Harley Andrews.
Yeah, you mentioned that, Todd. We want to make sure we welcome Fort Cobb-Broxton to the family. We also want to make sure that we welcome Dixon to the family, and then also Frontier High School. A couple small schools and a decent-sized school down by Ardmore.
Speaking of Fort Cobb-Broxton, how nice was it to see Scott Hines out of the hospital this week?
So awesome. And from talking to the Fort Cobb guys this week, he's doing very well at Jim Thorpe Rehab, and they're anticipating him getting to come home soon.
Third down and 5 at the 38. They throw it out left. Needed a block is McElwee, and he turns inside, has a first down, and he's all the way down to the 29-yard line of Tuttle. So give him 9. Bodie Brooks and Gunnar Kerr were the two that finally got him down, but a lot of that was Colton McElwee doing most of it with his feet. So it's a 10-yard gain officially down to the 28. Scott Hines, of course, the legendary small school boys basketball coach at Fort Cobb-Broxton. Very, very fortunate to be on this earth after a prolonged battle with COVID-19 this summer. And it was nice to see him out of the hospital. Again, the news that he is going to be going home very soon is even more heartwarming. First and 10 on the jet sweep. They hand it off to Cooper. He hesitates in the backfield. Now cuts inside. He's rolled down. And then a flex off the bottom of the pile from Parrish Terry. And that will go for -1. There was a lot of hesitation by Demarion Cooper as he got that little jet sweep handoff, and that tells you you can't really blink or this Tuttle defense will make you pay. It's a loss of 1 back to the 29, second down and 11. We're at 5 minutes exactly to play here with the third quarter. Plaza, who has a couple of catches tonight, one of 3 receivers, along with Cooper and McElwee, split wide to the far side. Actually, McElwee is in the slot to the near side. It's a pistol look. Now the quarterback will keep it. Boone off left guard. Look at that run inside the 20s, down close to first down yardage. They said his knee came down at the 20, and it was put down by Gunnar Kerr, who hit him pretty hard. So it'll bring up third down and 2 with 4.5 to play in the third. You can bet right here, Adam, that Chris Balik and company are in 4-down territory.
Oh, no doubt, no doubt. You've got to go for it here. The way they've been running the ball and not losing yardage, just 2 simple runs, and I think you get it past the sticks. 9th play of this Harrah drive that started back at their own 20. They're at the Tiger 20. Down 21-6, late third quarter. Tight ends left and right, empty set now for Nolan Boone. Let's see if he calls his own number here. He does. Goes right behind the block in the center, Joseph Norton, and he has the first down. Down to the 17-yard line. Let me tell you something. If you're Nolan Boone, you're pretty darn smart if you go behind the center, Joseph Norton, who tips the scales at 375 pounds, anchoring a Panther offensive line tackle, the tackle that averages 260. Yeah, and he's done a fantastic job all night tonight. They've been running a lot of stuff in behind him all night long.
Needed 2, got 4 to the 16, so it's red zone time for the Panthers as we approach 3.5 minutes to play here in the third quarter. Nolan Boone comes over to the near side, now brings the play in, and we get a timeout called by Harrah. 3.5 to play, third quarter, 21-6 at Harrah. Our score, Tuttle leads the Panthers on the High Plains Insurance Squirtle Game of the Week.
With over 24 flavors of iced tea, HTO is your new destination for the best premium water and iced tea in all of Oklahoma. Offering around 500 drink combinations and half-price tea during happy hour, this is your ultimate tea playground. With a location open in Ardmore and numerous locations coming soon, including the Village in South Oklahoma City, be sure to stop by HTO and experience the best tea you've ever sipped on.
At Maples Nixon Diesel Horse, we've helped a lot of people, and our goal was to treat each and every person like a friend. And as a friend, we've got your back always. We understand what you're going through. Being lawyers is what we do, but it's not all that we are. We care. We'll stand beside you throughout the entire legal process, not just as lawyers, but as your friends. We are Maples Nixon Diesel Horse, and we are here to help.
1st and 10 for the 16, and they throw an interception right to the goal line. And taking it back to the 20, down the boundary to the 30, to the 40, and he could go. And Nolan Boone, the last guy that had a chance to get him, finally got him to the ground.
It's just a crucial mistake there, just throwing the ball up. It didn't even look like the receiver was ready for the route.
Still trying to see the number who intercepted the pass.
20.
It was Nathan Ross, and I think there was some miscommunication between the route and the quarterback, because he literally threw it right towards Nathan Ross.
He did. I think that the quarterback threw the ball too quick and didn't let the receiver get done with his route, is what it looked like to me. And the QB had time. He wasn't even pressured.
1st down and 10 at the 38-yard line of Harrah for Tuttle. 3:20 to play here in quarter number 3. Pistol formation. Gibbs straight ahead to Woodson. Cuts outside and then is cut down at the 36-yard line, so it'll be a gain of only 2.
Picks up a couple on the play. 2nd down and 8 for the Tigers.
Clock continuing to wind under 3 minutes now. Tuttle with the only score thus far in the second half, a 7-play, 69-yard drive. Cobb on a reverse, 13 yards for the touchdown. Woodson carries on 1st down after the interception by Ross, sets him up in Harrah territory at the 38. 2nd down and 8, and now they fake the handoff, throw the slant over the middle again. It's caught, and he's racing into the end zone, and that is going to be a touchdown for Hunter Anderson.
Hunter Anderson for the touchdown.
They went in that heavy backfield set that some people call the broken wishbone, and just the play action. It's there all night. We talked about the middle of the field, Todd, being open all night long, and once again it's kind of been a thorn in the side of Harrah. I believe that's the 3rd touchdown thrown over the middle of the field. Well, I guess the first one was tackled at the 1.
3 different receivers have been utilized in the passing game for scores tonight by Seabold. Here's Legs extra point. It's on the way, and it is good. Just like that, sudden change. 2 plays later, it's now 28-6 in favor of number 3 Tuttle. 2.5 to go in the 3rd. We're back to Harrah in a moment on the High Plains Insurance Squirtle Game of the Week. Two and a half minutes to go. Harrah desperately needs something now to go their way, Adam, as they have given up a couple of scores on 2 offensive possessions in the second half for Tuttle. The latest set up on Ross's interception return from near the goal line all the way to the Panther 38.
This is one of those things we talked about, Todd. When you're playing a really good team like Tuttle, you can't, when you get opportunities, you have to capitalize on them or they're just going to strike quick.
Leg approaches, swings his leg, boots it into the end zone. And again, it will be 1st down and 10 at the 20-yard line. And not to belabor the point, but that is such a weapon in high school football anymore, the kicking game.
Yeah.
And when you can not allow returns and make teams go 80 yards for scores, that makes it that much easier on your defense.
Yeah, and you see the situation even play out in a lot of classes where the kickers are just kind of directionally kicking the ball out of bounds. We watch it every week in our Game of the Weeks, and we have not had a game where we see a guy kick the ball out of the end zone like we've seen tonight. So
Cooper will check into the ball game belatedly. He'll be deployed as a wide receiver wide left. We've been told he's an outstanding trackster for Harrah, and you can see why. This guy ever gets his shoulders square going north-south, I think he'd be a really good runner. Handoff up the middle, goes to Nick Moore, and he blasts across the 25 and out to the 28-yard line. So a quick hitter of 8 with 2:18 and counting to play here in the third quarter.
Second down and 2.
Next week, a 5A matchup. Carl Albert and Piedmont here on Squirtle.tv and the High Plains Insurance Game of the Week.
Piedmont, another partner school of ours. Squirtle.tv partner school of ours.
Second and 2 at the 28-yard line, tight end right. Moore in the backfield. Boone awaits the snap back from Norton. They show pressure off the edge, and they cut down Nick Moore short of the first down yardage at the 29. Needed to get to 30. Now a late flag comes in, and that may be against Tuttle. Gunnar Kerr was the one that got underneath him and cut him down. So let's see if it's going to be third and a yard or if it will be automatically a first down via the penalty from Tuttle. Dead ball. It is unsportsmanlike conduct, as we thought, against the Tigers. Well, they're going to call that on Cannon West, and that's one of the few mistakes Cannon West, the junior, has made at outside linebacker tonight. He has really played well.
It's just one of those deals where he had a good block on the offensive player, but he kind of just took it a little bit too far, and it was right there in front of official.
Line of scrimmage will be at the 44 as they'll mark it off from the end of the run at the 29, so it'll be first down and 10. Now the Panthers, in their first drive here in the third quarter, were really able to move the ball until they got into the red zone, and Nolan Boone was intercepted for the second time this season. The first tonight. Tuttle back to +4 in turnover margin. That interception, incidentally, was their 8th turned in this season, and the team high 3rd for Nathan Ross, the 6'2", 180-pound junior.
Todd, we talk about our game next week. I can tell you this, I don't know how long it's been since you've been to Piedmont, but they have a gorgeous facility, and they also have one of the greatest Booster Club touchdown cheeseburgers you'll ever have. So, pretty impressive.
I'm telling you, they're going to have to work hard to beat Shaq. He really fed us like,
he did. That's
like
true.
A government mule after that game at Cashin a few weeks ago.
Cashin always takes care of us. That's true as well.
First down and 10 at the 44. By the way, being taken care of. Thank you to the fine folks here tonight at Harrah. Won't be the last time we visit. Back to throw. Boone to slant over the middle for McElwee, and it's incomplete. McElwee wanted a flag against Dylan Ballard, but I don't think there was enough contact. No flag. It's second down and 10. Well, we have a moment, Adam. Tell our viewers if they would like their school to be a part of the Squirtle network of family of networks, how they can do so.
Yeah, you bet. I'm more than happy to. You can always tweet us at Squirtle.tv or message us on Facebook, or you can email me at just my first name, Adam, at Squirtle.com. We'd be more than happy. We're always obviously adding schools, and we have the capacity to have as many as we can have. So we'd look forward to having anybody out there that's interested.
Look at that tough run on second and long from Nick Moore. Blast down to the 47-yard line of Tuttle, a yard short of the needed yardage to gain as Tyler Mitchell, the junior defensive end, finally ended that run. I have really enjoyed watching Nick Moore tote the pigskin tonight. And now they're going to take a second look at it. It looked like it was going to be just short of first down yardage. They take a second look at it. They initially flipped first down but didn't move the sticks across the way. Now they flip it back to third and less than a yard for the Harrah first down. 1 minute exactly to play here in the third quarter. Harrah trailed this game 14-6 at intermission. Tuttle with a 13-yard touchdown run and a 36-yard touchdown pass to extend the lead. Now they're going to look at it again. It will be a first down at the 46-yard line. Boone gets the snap. They hand it left. Running left is Moore. Gets to the end. Shoves his way inside the 40. And another good, tough run by Nick Moore down the 38, where C.J. Connor finally got him down.
You're right about Moore. He is a tough runner. Very, very impressive. And I'm impressed with Harrah, too, not giving up, still out there playing hard even though they're down 3 scores late in this game.
I just want the Harrah faithful to stick with Chris Balik because I think he is really going to get this program turned around. I really do. You can just see a difference in their attitude tonight against a team that they're a heavy underdog.
Yeah, and they've been in this game the whole time. They just haven't capitalized on opportunities that they've had, and that's what happens when you play good teams.
Second down, a long 2 at the 39-yard line for the first down. Moore fakes the handoff. He'll keep as he tiptoes, and it's going to run right into Chance Cobb, and they'll give him to the 37-yard line. That's going to be short by about a yard of the need to gain, and that will do it on the third quarter. 12 minutes to play, 28-6 is our score. Third-ranked Tuttle on top of the Harrah Panthers of the High Plains Insurance Squirtle Game of the Week.
The High Plains Insurance Agency takes pride in keeping up with many changes in the crop insurance industry and keeping their insurers informed of these changes. The goal is to help each farmer customize their crop insurance to meet their needs. Thanks for your continued business, and remember, call Amy, Carissa, or Danny at High Plains Insurance in Medford and Loyal at 580-395-2447 or toll free at 1-800-346-4056 for a quote today.
Here we go, 12 minutes to decide this 4A2 matchup, and right now it's all Tuttle as they lead by a count of 28-6. It will be third down and about a yard, and they are just now moving the sticks, so we're nowhere close to officially starting the fourth quarter. Line of scrimmage will be at the Tuttle 37.5-yard line. You know, we were talking about when we had last been to Piedmont. I have not been to Piedmont for a football game. I've done basketball there several times since, but since around 92 or 93, and Piedmont at the time was in a 2A district in northwest Oklahoma. Not only was Piedmont in that district, so too was Deer Creek. Deer Creek in the next cycle probably is going to be in 6A1. Yeah. Piedmont likely will be in 6A2.
No doubt, no doubt. That's that area over there where just, you know, that's where everybody's moving out of the kind of Edmond outskirts area. And, you know, I honestly kind of think the next school out that way is going to be Cashion, that grows that way too as well. So just a lot of people moving out there, great communities. But it's pretty strange that they're that big of schools now.
Third down, a yard and a half. Ball just inside the 38. Boone will keep it, and he picks his way down to the 37-yard line. He's going to be about a half yard short. So no decision, I would think, for Chris Balik and company. Down 3 scores with a half minute already gone here in the fourth quarter.
So I've got a memory about Harrah, I got to tell you, Todd. So if any of the Harrah people are out there watching that are historians of Harrah athletics, one year in the Perry tournament, we played Harrah in the finals, and we played Robert Thornton, who was maybe one of the better basketball players I ever played against. Was a Baylor recruit, about a 6'6" guard that was from Harrah. Just something that always comes to mind anytime I hear the word Harrah mentioned.
Boone will keep it, and he has a first down as he's all the way down to the 31-yard line. He got a terrific push from the center, Joseph Norton, again. So it's first down and 10 with 11:20 and counting to play in the ball game. Line of scrimmage at the 31-yard line. Harrah does have some basketball tradition, don't they?
They do. They had a girls' state championship team, I believe, three years ago. They won the state. And that's Coach Mahoney that actually coached in Northwest Oklahoma around the Dover area, and I believe he's at Cameron University now as an assistant coach. So, and he actually coached
Ryan
at
Mahoney?
No, is it Ryan? Was that his first name?
Mahoney is at Southern Nazarene.
No, not that one.
Okay.
This is the one that coached at Northwestern as an assistant for a while, too.
Okay, yeah, I know who you're talking about. Yep. First and 10 and a timeout with 10:52 to play in the ball game. That was right before somebody you know took over the program.
That's true. Yeah, that's true.
28-6 our score. Back in a moment of the High Plains Insurance Squirtle Game of the Week.
You want commitment from your bank, you want excellent service, and you want loyalty. Bank Central National Association strives every day to give you the banking experience you really want and enjoy. Their friendly staff is here to serve you and provide you with the best service around. Call them today at 580-234-3316 or visit them in Enid, Alva, Woodward, Anthony, Kansas, or Harper, Kansas. Thank you for choosing Bank Central National Association. Member FDIC.
10:52 to play in the football game. 28-6 our score. It'll be first down and 10 at the 31-yard line for the Harrah Panthers. We were talking about names from the past. How about the Manic boys from both? The dad, the uncle, and then Brady and Kellen, who aren't too bad of players of their own right.
Which you got to cover the one that transferred to Southeastern, right?
I did. Kellen.
Kellen,
And I also called a game. I was doing Shawnee High School at the time. I did Shawnee and Harrah when Brady was a freshman.
Okay. Now, did Brady win Jim Thorpe Athlete of the Year last year? Is that right? You got a word of that?
I can't speak to that. Hand off to Cooper around the left edge, and he gets inside the 25-yard line, down to the 23, so a gain of almost 8 with 10:29 to play. Anderson from free safety in on the stop.
The one thing I like about Brady is he literally looks just like Larry Bird.
He does.
It's incredible.
Well, he did that. You know, he grew his hair out for a long time.
I mean, it's amazing. He needs to wear the Chuck Taylors.
Yeah.
And break his ankle one game in.
Oh, don't say that. Second down and 2 at the 22-yard line. Almost 2 minutes gone here in the fourth quarter. Boone will hand it off to Nick Moore, and Moore is stacked up, but he falls forward. He's going to be close to a first down. In fact, I think he's going to be very near it at the 21 where C.J. Connor greeted him. And they are going to move the sticks, apparently. So another lengthy drive, much like the previous possession in which they picked up 4 first downs and ran a total of 11 plays before the interception. This now will be play number 11 of this series that started with 2.5 to go in the third quarter. Back at the Harrah Panther 20-yard line.
Got to capitalize here if you're Harrah.
Clock rolling, 9.5 minutes to play in the football game. Number 3, Tuttle trying to stay unbeaten, 28-6 in the lead. Rolling right is Boone, throws off his back foot. The ball was underthrown, and McElwee comes back and makes a really good catch at the 10-yard line. That'll set up first down and goal to go for Harrah.
It was a great catch. Caught it. He was moving one way and reached backwards and caught it. Tough catch.
I like Colton McElwee. Came in with 17 receptions for 292 yards. He was their leading receiver through a split of 4 games, and he also had 4 touchdowns. 9:09 to play. First and goal to go for the Panthers. They will send Cooper in motion, and before they do, everything blows up. And I think we're going to get a false start against Harrah. And guys going one way, people firing prematurely, and that's a costly penalty when you get this deep in against the Tuttle defense.
Goes back to kind of what we talked about. You know, you can't make mistakes against good teams. This is another example. You get the ball down around the 10. You cannot make mistakes like, you know, a false start like that.
Never miss a score from the state of Oklahoma. Download the Squirtle app today, squirtle.com. First and 15 at the 15-yard line. Under 9 minutes to play in the ball game, 28-6. Next week, Piedmont welcomes in Carl Albert.
And it's free, Todd. I mean, what's free in life anymore? The Squirtle app is still free, by the way.
And usually what is free and worth having, this is worth having.
That's true.
2 receivers left, 1 right. They fake the handoff. Now jet sweep, but they hand it off to Moore, who spins inside the 15, but not much doing. He'll pick up 3. Connor again started to become active in there, but inside linebacker knocked him down. So the gain to the 12 brings up second down and goal to go.
I know we were talking about the Chuck Taylors earlier on, and most people out there probably have no idea what we're talking about, but I have to give a shout out to Coach Glover, who is also a member at the OSSA, but he used to always tell us to don't wear the ones that slip and slide, wear the ones with the stars on the side. I guess that was their slogan. That's good stuff.
It was. Converse. Second and goal to go. Handoff again goes to Nick Moore. And Nick Moore is cut down just shy of the 10-yard line by Connor again.
Third and goal for the Panthers.
So it'll be third down and goal to go with 7:44 to play in the ball game.
Now, is it Shea Gilgeous-Alexander that's sponsored by Converse, too?
You're right.
Because Converse is kind of making a little bit of a comeback as a basketball shoe. You're never going to ask me to come back and do color again, Todd.
No, I've enjoyed it. You're taking me back to my youth. I can't talk about this stuff with anybody else. Third and goal to go at the 10. Everybody I've talked to about this would have to Google what I'm talking about. Boone rolls left and throws offline and out of bounds. So it'll bring up 4th down and goal to go. Intended target was Austin Coley, who also is the backup quarterback. This score is probably going to look a lot worse than this game has been for the better part of 3 quarters.
I would agree 100%. Harrah has been right there, but just like we talked about, those key mistakes.
4th down and goal to go from the 10. Tuttle jumps, and that's going to give Nolan Boone and company a free 5 yards. You look at this game, it was just 21-6 with 8:54 to play in the 3rd quarter. And the Panthers on that ensuing drive were able to get into the red zone before Nolan Boone threw an ill-advised pass to Nathan Ross, who picked it off for his 3rd INT of the season. Returned it back to Harrah territory. It took him just 2 plays from that point to go in. Thus the 28-6 lead with just over 7 minutes to play in the ball game. 4th down and goal to go. Harrah at the 5-yard line of Tuttle. They'll hand it off, and nowhere to go for Nick Moore. That was kind of an interesting call.
I would agree.
And now there's some pushing and shoving going on, and flags come out all over the place.
It looks like
Panthers stop short.
28 for Harrah.
That is Cooper. So I think a little frustration tonight boiling over there. And unfortunately, it's going to cost the Panthers 15 yards in penalty. And instead of starting to the 4, Tuttle will start this drive almost at the 20-yard line. They're actually going to call offsetting penalties, both unsportsmanlike conduct. So they will start that drive at the 4.
And you hate to see a game like this that's so well played on both sides. You know, Harrah obviously had some misses here and there, but, you know, get chippy like this here towards the end. Both teams have played very hard and played a well-fought game.
Tuttle again still has, at least according to the preseason publications, their 3 toughest games left of the schedule, 8 at John Marshall at home and at Blanchard. Those are the final 3 games of the regular season. We keep our fingers crossed and hope they get to that point. What a weird time we live in. It's literally Friday to Friday deciding who's going to play and who's not.
Official timeout.
1st down and 10 for Tuttle. Now they can go to work on the clock. Panthers have just 1 timeout remaining, so a couple of 1st downs will all but ice this one away for the Tigers as they try to start 6-0. Brad Ballard directed Tuttle to an 11-3 season last year. They were beaten out in the playoffs by eventual state runner-up Weatherford. How about this? Since 1995, the Tigers have had 17 seasons in which they've won 10 or more ball games.
Golly, that is impressive.
Look up the word consistency. You'll get that stat right there. The 11-win season last year for Tuttle was the 4th time in the last 5 years that Brad Ballard has led Tuttle football to at least 10 wins.
Now in 2018 they won it, correct?
They did, yes.
Okay.
First down and 10 at the 9-yard line. Where they're going to put it, clock begins to roll. Jaden Seabolds backs away for the line of scrimmage. Now he'll turn and wanted to hand it off. It looked like the ball was almost fumbled, and Seabold is going to be tackled right at the line of scrimmage for no gain. Seth Goodman, the senior nose tackle, 6'1", 265. On the roster listed as number 67, but told tonight he would wear number 42, was in on that stop.
Like it. Those guys need to get some credit tonight. Todd. Those linemen played well.
Terry, Bliss, Graham, McElhaney, and Cummings from tackle to tackle. And, of course, they use a lot of tight ends, too. McCarthy has been out there. Harley Andrews has been out there. Second down and 10. Handoff goes to the sophomore, Woodson, and they stretch him out. I don't think he even got back to the line of scrimmage. And he had to work hard for a yard loss, so it's going to bring up third down and 11. And the next snap will come with under 6 minutes to play. So they do give him back to the line of scrimmage. It's 3rd and 10 at the 9-yard line. Some of the fans down below just kind of spent. They've had it with this officiating crew and don't have much more left. From the 9-yard line, back to throw is Seabold. He'll throw over the middle of the ball. It's incomplete, and it hit the hands that time of Nathan Ross. And I can flash back to an interception that hit him right in the hands. Harrah's hoping the same thing would have happened, but it didn't. That led to the last touchdown.
Well, I thought you were going to say I could flash back to every time they're in 3rd and long and they throw the post route because they've been doing it all night. So,
Harrah has not had an answer for that play.
It's a tougher route to cover. I always, Coach Shack, we mentioned him earlier on at Cashin. He thinks it's one of the more difficult plays to defend in high school sports.
Brooks has to dig out a snap that skipped back to him. And look at that roll all the way down to the 40-yard line of Harrah. So that is a 51-yard punt for Bodie Brooks. And he did that with heavy duress. Panthers nearly got to the punt after it skipped back to Bodie Brooks.
Let's see what Harrah can do here. See if they can capitalize on a drive and punch the ball in the end zone. They deserve a score here. They've been down there 2 or 3 times with getting no points on the board.
They have had 2 double-digit play drives and have come away with nothing here in the second half. That's been their 2 offensive possessions. Hand off to Nick Moore behind right guard, and Moore gets up to the 42-yard line for a short gain of 2. Kerr again into the stop. He's second down as we wind under 5 minutes now to play from Harrah.
We really also got to say a special thanks to all of our sponsors, and we mentioned that earlier on, but we couldn't be out here traveling the state of Oklahoma and doing what we're doing without the financial support from our advertisers, and that we truly want to thank them for sponsoring every week.
And one of those is Danny Geis. He's been with you guys forever at High Plains Insurance, is the title sponsor of our Game of the Week package.
Yeah, Danny's a guy that can help anybody anywhere across the state just because he offices out of the Enid or the Medford area. I mean, he's a fantastic person, a great guy, and he'll take care of you.
Throw out right, ball caught by Coley, and then he struggles forward, lost the handle. There's a scrum for it at the 44-yard line, still no indication. And it would appear that Harrah has come back up with the fumble. It's only going to be a gain of 2, so it's 3rd down and 6.
One of the other advertisers you see in that bottom corner is HTO, and that is a new tea store that is going to be opening in Oklahoma City down off of May, kind of in the Nichols Hills area. But if anybody out there ever travels to that area, you need to check that out. It's kind of like the Starbucks version of coffee, but for iced tea. So kind of exciting to have that in the Oklahoma City area.
4:04 and counting to play in the ball game. 3rd down and 6, Harrah at the 44 of the Panthers. They show some pressure. Brooks comes after the quarterback who lost the handle, and the Tuttle Tigers have come up with the ball. Nolan Boone, I think, just panicked, and why would you not? Bodie Brooks was right in his grill about the time he took a step back and then turned left.
It was a fantastic blitz call there by Tuttle. They had 2 guys coming right at him, and he just got a little antsy and just let the ball get loose in his hand. You see that happen a lot, quarterbacks.
So the second drive off of a Panther turnover will start in Harrah's end of the field for the Tigers with 3:51 to play. He just lost the handle.
It's like you said earlier, Todd. It's unfortunate the score is not representative of how the game has actually gone the whole time, because Harrah should at minimum have 2 more scores on the board.
1st and 10 at the 31-yard line. That 3-play drive is their Second shortest of the night. Handoff and running left is West. He's cut down behind the line of scrimmage. Dusty Daigle continuing to turn in a nice night. Makes the tackle with the 36, so a loss of 5.
Yeah, you're right. Daigle and Baker have been all over the place. And they're kind of some undersized type players too, but man, they're very aggressive.
165, 175, 190, 165, and 155. The five-man linebacking core in this 3-5-3 alignment for the Panthers. First and 15 at the 36 of Harrah. 3:10 to play of the ball game. They go with a full diamond look in the backfield. Direct snap, and as they hand it off to Woodson, we're going to get a flag, and I think somebody may have moved prematurely up front for the Tigers.
It was a pulling guard. He stepped too quick on his pull.
Second and 20 at the 41-yard line.
It will remain second down.
Tuttle has turned it over once. They've forced a couple of turnovers tonight, so they're +5 in turnover margin for the season. Line of scrimmage back at the 41. It started at the 31. Back to throw is Seabolt. Has a receiver over the middle, and it's incomplete. Ballard was leaping in the air, and he had it hit his paws, but he couldn't hang on. Made the attempted catch in front of Braden Morrison.
Guess what route that was, Todd?
Post route.
It was. Ding, ding, ding. Hit it on the button.
Lucky guess because I haven't seen it to this point.
We got to make sure we give a shout out to Coach Turney. He wasn't able to join us tonight. He's back home. I think he's working calves. It's that time of the year, weaning calves. You know, you got to be there every day. So.
Motion West to the far side on 3rd and long. They threw out of the backfield for West. He makes the catch. And did he get to the first down marker? He did. It is out of bounds inside the 20-yard line. That was a good throw, but a much better catch that time from Cannon West.
It was a fantastic catch. I mean, he's running full speed and reaches back and catches it over his shoulder and kind of bobbles it. That kid's a good player.
Gain goes to the 19, so it is a 22-yard catch for Cannon West, his longest reception this season. Well, he didn't have one. One reception, no yards, and that ended in a fumble.
He wants to let the coach know to throw him the ball more.
Yeah, you should after that. Only one Harrah timeout, so
you'll see him milk the clock here.
Tuttle can pretty much wrap this one up. They're inside the red zone at the 19. West motions to the far side. Pistol formation. They give it away to Woodson. And bang! He is level. What a big-time hit. Guess who? I bet you know who it was. Dusty Daigle.
I mean, that kid, for being 165, he is a force. And he got blocked really hard by West there, and West kind of scraped off him. I don't know why. And, man, Daigle was right there. When he hits you, he hits you.
2:15 to play in the ball game. A gain of 1 for Woodson. Second down and 9 at the 18. Tuttle stays on the road next week. Harrah will be on the road for the next 2 weeks. October 30th against Blanchard, the next home game. Diamond formation. They hand it off to West, sweeping left. And he has running room inside the 20 down to about the 18-yard line, or inside the 15 down to around the 13-yard line. So it's going to bring up 3rd down. And that'll take us under a minute and a half to play in the ball game.
Swim team, don't forget, meet at the 50-yard line after the game.
3rd and 4, officially the ball at the 15. 1:21 and counting to play here from Harrah. And a big thank you to the Panthers and the Tuttle Tigers for their help in preparing for the broadcast this week and the hospitality here at Evans Field. 3rd and 4 at the 15. They snap it with 1:10 to play in the ball game. They hand it off to Woodson, gets out of an ankle tackle, cuts left at the 10. Woodson to the 5, and he's in for the touchdown. So Woodson finally gets into the end zone with his legs. That is rushing touchdown number 8 for the sophomore, and number 11 all-purpose this year for Tyler Woodson.
It's a quick update from Squirtle, Todd. A game of interest kind of in this area and statewide. Bixby leads Choctaw late in the 4th quarter, 24-13.
think Caleb, there's a flag at the end of the play, so it's unsportsmanlike conduct against Tuttle. And Brad Ballard is out of the field, across the way. I don't know if you can see him or not. He's at the 5 on the far side. Now he's starting to retreat back to the sideline. I think Caleb Williams, the 5-star quarterback from D.C. that signed with OU, I think he was going to be in Choctaw tonight.
Nice. He's been a big supporter of those other recruits that have signed with OU. Hopefully some of them can defend people in the secondary.
Here is leg for the extra point. It's on the way, and it is good with 1:04 to play. It has to be hard for him to watch what's going on right now. 35-6 our score with 1:04 to play. Back after this 30-second timeout on the Squirtle Game of the Week.
Is your school or booster club looking for ways to fundraise? Let Downtown Threads create a custom website to showcase all your school apparel. You pick the design and the garment, we do the rest. We will handle all the payments and cut you one check when the website is closed. Call today, 580-237-7060. Downtown Threads, proudly supporting all local high school athletes.
Todd Miller, Adam Dieselhorse back here with you from Evans Field.
Listen to this one, Todd, in 5A. Number 6, Ardmore trails Duncan, 35-28 late in the fourth quarter. It's a pretty interesting score. Duncan 1-2, Ardmore 3-0.
Here it's 35-6.
Here's another good one in 5A. Carl Albert and Bishop McGinnis, number 1 versus number 4, tied up at 35 late in the third quarter.
We'll see Carl Albert next week on the High Plains Insurance Squirtle Game of the Week. They'll mark the unsportsmanlike conduct foul off on the kickoff, so now Legg will boot it away from the 25-yard line as opposed to the 35. It gets a running approach and an end-over-end kick. This will be returned from the 15-yard line. Out to the 20, to the 25-yard line, and then he is buried. I believe that was Chadley Humphreys that returned it. Jake Tucker and Gunnar Kerr on special teams down there to make the tackle.
It's another interesting score in Class 3A. Number 7, Kingfisher only leads McLeod 14-13 late in the fourth quarter.
It is a real surprise.
Yeah. I'm going to check 2A real quick.
I saw Kingfisher in week 0. Man, they look good. 1st and 10 at the 27-yard line. And another Sternberger directed the offense. From the 27, they keep it on the ground with Moore, almost broken, and he stumbles across the 30 out to the 31-yard line. That'll take us under 45 seconds to play.
Second down.
They give him to the 32, so it's a gain of 5. Harrah will fall to 2 and 3. They'll suffer their first loss here at Evans Field this year. Number 3, Tuttle, moves on to 6-0, and they will be 3-0 in district play.
Well, here's an interesting score. I need to confirm if this is true or not. Number 9, Cassia Hall beats Vian, number 1, 7-6.
Wow. Hand off to Moore. He'll stretch out for 1.5 yards to the 34, and that should be the final play of the ball game. So our final score tonight here in Harrah, number 3 Tuttle survives as they hold on for a 35-6 victory. We'll tell you why I made that statement, and we'll recap it in just a moment on the High Plains Insurance Squirtle Game of the Week.
Canadian Valley Technology Center, providing high-tech educational opportunities for high school students, adults, small businesses, and large corporations. With locations in Chickasha, Yukon, and El Reno, there's a campus ready to meet your needs. So visit cvtech.edu for more information about the diverse educational opportunities we offer at Canadian Valley Technology Center. That's cvtech.edu.
Dr. Matt Dieselhorst at Dieselhorst Sports and Orthopedics can help you get game day ready. Dr. Dieselhorst works with athletes of all ages, taking a coordinated approach to accelerate return to play and maximize athletic performance. His work with pros in sports training, injury prevention, bracing, functional rehabilitation, and imaging works seamlessly with his medical and surgical expertise. Get started by going to Dieselhorst Sports and Orthopedics. Let Dr. Matt Dieselhorst get you back on the field, backing all Oklahoma athletes on the field and off.
I am Tech.
I am Tech.
I am Tech.
I am Tech. We are Tech.
With over 24 flavors of iced tea, HTO is your new destination for the best premium water and iced tea in all of Oklahoma. Offering around 500 drink combinations and half-price tea during happy hour, this is your ultimate tea playground. With a location open in Ardmore and numerous locations coming soon, including the Village in South Oklahoma City, be sure to stop by HTO and experience the best tea you've ever sipped on.
At Maples Nixon Diesel Horse, we've helped a lot of people, and our goal was to treat each and every person like a friend. And as a friend, we've got your back always. We understand what you're going through. Being lawyers is what we do, but it's not all that we are. We care. We'll stand beside you throughout the entire legal process, not just as lawyers, but as your friends. We are Maples Nixon Diesel Horse, and we are here to help.
Yeah. Back here on our post-game show on the High Plains Insurance Squirtle Game of the Week. Final score tonight, Tuttle 35, Harrah 6. Now let me rephrase what I said. I don't really want to rephrase, but let me explain why I said they survived. This was a 14-6 game at halftime. It was 21-6 about midway through the third quarter. And Tuttle had to make plays, and they did make plays. So they had to play pretty well in the second half, and they did, to pull away for a 35-6 victory over a Harrah team that at one point, midway to late in the first quarter, had a 6-0 lead.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about it all night. I mean, Harrah moved the ball all night long. Like you said, they had multiple sustained drives with, over 10 or 11 plays, and they just couldn't capitalize. They throw a pick, they fumble, they turn it over on downs. But, I mean, when you're playing a good team, you've got to capitalize in every one of those scenarios to stay in the game.
So Tuttle will improve to 6-0 with a victory. They're 3-0 in 4A District 2 play. Harrah will lose for the first time here at home. They'll drop to 2-3 on the season, and their record in conference play will now be 1-2. Harrah on the road next week, as is the case for Tuttle. Tuttle home in 2 weeks. Harrah not back here until October the 30th when they get the Blanchard Lions in the home finale. Final score again, 35-6 for our crew here in Harrah. I'm Todd Miller. We'll see you next week from Piedmont. Until then, good night, everybody.